laughing at stupid shit.
And we are live. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Reality Sunday number 8. I have with me here Wolf King, Atheist, and Patrick Festa. How y'all doing tonight?
Howdy.
I'm good. Hey, are you the guy that Steve Shives knows? I think he mentioned like your name, Atheist in one of his videos. Although I
correct, that is me. I got an inadvertent shout out on Drunken Peasants podcast as well.
Oh, cool.
Because they were making fun of Steve Shives, which I mean I feel bad about, but yeah.
Yeah. So atheist. I mean, obviously the name is kind of like atheist. Everybody's an atheist, you know. I can put my tag on that too. So, which atheist are you?
Atheist is my moniker, and it's a play on Atheism Plus, where I'm just like atheist, basically. I'm not an anti-theist. I'm just an atheist.
Okay.
But my name is Adam. You guys are welcome to use my real name.
All right, Adam.
Yeah.
Atheist Plus, is that because I subscribe to a lot of atheist channels and shit like that. I'm trying to figure out.
I'm gonna call you Double A.
Double A.
Oh yeah, that's even better. Double A.
MCO.
Uh-oh.
I do have a sorry, about the cough. I'm getting over a cold. I do have an announcement to make. In a few weeks, I will be going on a cruise to Mexico.
Good for you.
Yeah,
that's cool.
I'm going with my sister.
I've been on one cruise one time, and I got continually seasick. And like by the time they have a night where they have like all you can eat lobster, which I don't know if you like lobster, but I like lobster.
Oh, I love seafood.
Yeah, exactly. So you're like, all you can eat lobster. I'm gonna eat like 5 lobsters, right? So they have the lobster on like the last night of the cruise, and I'm continually getting seasick, a little more seasick every night. And by the time the lobster came, I was too seasick to even have one. My wife ate like 5. I was like, come on.
Wow.
I know. It was the worst. It was the worst. And they didn't have any Dramamine on that cruise. The first thing you'll notice on the cruise, did you get like brochures of the cruise beforehand?
My sister sent me one via email.
Okay, so you look at all these pictures of the ship, and it looks gigantic, but it's all those wide-angle camera lenses. You get inside, and like this one room looked like a huge, like atrium, and we got inside, and it kind of looked like basically a spiral staircase. It was like tiny.
Wow. Yeah, I think I forget the name where we're going. I think it's Cancun, Mexico.
Okay.
So where are you leaving from that you got to take a cruise to Mexico?
Yeah.
I am Tampa. The cruise is leaving from Tampa.
So you're gonna go across the Gulf.
You take the border to Mexico. Okay.
Yeah, we went on I'm in California, so we went on the other side. We went down. I think we went down to Ensenada. So, but it was pretty cool.
Did you go down under?
The place that we went was kind of like very touristy, but we went and had authentic Mexican food. It was so good. But yeah, it was fun.
Well, I'm hoping to get shit-faced drunk, so as long as they have vodka and whiskey, I'll be a happy camper.
They have gambling, which is kind of cool.
I don't gamble, but yeah.
I like to throw the dice. I like the craps. I like to lose my money fast.
I think it's not that I don't have money. It's just that I am not lucky enough to gamble to win.
Oh, I lose everything. I never win. I never plan on winning. But I only gamble like 20, 40 bucks.
I don't even think it's the winning part. I think it's like the rush of, you know, maybe you might win, maybe you might lose. I mean, like it's just another vice.
Sure.
I mean,
totally.
you know.
I lived in New Orleans. I lived in New Orleans for a while, and they have river boats, which is kind of fun. So.
Yeah, personally, I just like you know, just drinking and smoking weed. I just think that's just a, you know, fine enough vice. That's why I'm planning on going to Amsterdam real soon with my buddies.
That's all. Where do you live at? I'm in California, where weed is pretty much legal. So.
Really? So do I.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I live in Oakland, California.
Okay. Yeah. I used to go to raves up in Oakland at the Oakland International Rave Center, which was basically just like some shipping place that they had turned into basically a place to throw parties.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I'm very familiar with Oakland. Been all over Oakland, been all over San Francisco.
Yep. Bear is nice.
Yeah, I lived in Santa Cruz for like 5 years. Santa Cruz is totally bitching.
Y'all making me jealous now.
Where are you at?
I'm at the Jersey Shore.
Well, okay. I've been to Jersey too.
Yeah, you in G-Man territory.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Yeah, Adam, Patrick here lives in the same state as G-Man.
I've been in Jersey all my life, and I haven't. I visited, Pennsylvania. I've been to Canada when I was a child. That's about it. I didn't go far.
Man, when I was in my 20s, I count myself lucky that I knew like this was my opportunity to really travel around and live different places, and I did. Me and buddies and a couple of buddies like packed up and moved to New Orleans for a couple of years, and I lived in New York, so yeah, I'm lucky that way. Now I'm settled down full time in California, but
It sucks when you don't have any money for the rest of your life.
yeah, that's a problem with New York. New York is a lot of fun if you have money, but if you don't have money, you tend to suffer a little too much.
Yeah, I mean, I never had anything to be able to travel.
Yeah, I actually didn't have a lot of money. Like when we moved out to New Orleans, we literally slept in a truck in a parking garage until we could find a place. So.
Huh. Well, I got some stupid people for us to make fun of tonight.
Cool.
Yeah, we got
You know,
Mr.
I'll be right back. There's some noise going on behind me. I gotta keep myself muted.
Go ahead, Wolf.
Yeah, anyone heard about Glenn Beck bitching about that Baal temple?
I saw a little bit of that.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, apparently, and the Vigilant Christians sort of carried on this shit too. Yeah, apparently they're doing a replica of the Baal temple. I think in the town square in New York. I'm probably getting it wrong. Like Times Square, yeah, in New York. They're doing a replica on it, and apparently it's some kind of demonic influence that's scaring the shit out of superstitious fucks like Beck and them, for example. So. We just took the piss out of people like that. So there's one example we can make fun of.
Cool.
Sorry about that.
Oh wow. Yeah, I'll see if I can find it. I'll see if I can find it later.
Sorry about
Yeah,
that.
just right wing watch blog. It's a treasure trove for crazy people saying ridiculous shit.
Oh yeah. Well, right now we have Mr. Greg Locke here. And apparently he's gonna try to disprove atheism.
Atheism disproven. There's an oxymoron.
Exactly, I know, right?
How much wrong? Well, okay, never mind. I guess I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe it is for real. I was gonna do the troll or not troll thing.
Oh, he probably is. Sorry, give me a sec.
It's like these people are so stupid. They can't understand the difference between, like atheism is not a thing.
It's definitely not something that can be disproven.
Quick thought.
All right, let's.
Wonder why atheists never fight against unicorns? You ever hear them speak against leprechauns? I never heard atheists saying things about anti-alienism. They never fight against trolls. I wonder why. Probably because those little fairy imaginary creatures don't exist.
I'm sorry. I fight against trolls on Google all the time.
Doesn't exist.
Damn that. What does any of this shit have to do with disproving atheism? I mean, it just sounds like a criticism of atheist talking points. Like why do you talk about it? It's like we do it because we live in a society by which if people speak their minds, we should be able to speak our minds and not have other ideas infringe upon. You fucking troll, obviously.
Well, I think he's making the point that. Fuck, what was his point? I'm a little slow today. He's making the point that why aren't we out there disproving that? Well, because we're living in a society that we have people in power that believe this nonsense and are trying to force the rest of us to believe that nonsense via law. But
I say troll because this doesn't disprove an atheism.
oh yeah. I know he's a troll.
Like God, because in their heart they have a God-given conscience and they know He exists. And the fool has said in his heart, there is no God.
Fuck you, you're a troll.
Yeah, try again there, buddy. Okay, well, this is the same guy, but he has something to say about that whole Mississippi religious freedom bill that they passed recently. I don't know if you guys heard about that.
Yeah, let's see what he has to say about it.
The whole transgender thing.
Hey guys, Pastor Greg Locke here. Let me ask you a question. What kind of sick world do we have to live in to be feuding and fighting about gender-neutral bathrooms? Are people in America seriously that dumb and want to be that politically correct? Let me be real straight when I say this. A man, I don't care what he dresses as, if he wants to go into a women's bathroom, is an absolute straight-up 100% pervert. No, dear sir, it is not your justifiable American freedom to go into the bathroom with my wife and my daughter. And we told...
Thoughts? Please, thoughts.
I'm actually finding myself somewhat agreeing with this guy. Somewhat, you know. I don't know.
I mean, you know, unisex bathrooms have existed for a while now. I mean, it's not like it's a big controversy and shit.
Yeah,
So-
it's tough for me. Like, I lived in Santa Cruz where the dorms were all unisex bathrooms, so I mean, it's kind of,
Yeah, it's
I don't
kind of
know.
no point after that.
yeah, it's culturally, I think I'm not really qualified to critique. I
But
guess.
you know, I think what this guy is trying to say, which it's hard for me to believe that I'm even actually agreeing with him even slightly. But if there's a men's room and a woman's room, as there is in most places around here, I have yet to see a transgender fucking bathroom yet here around here. But if there's a men's room and a woman's room, and a guy goes in to a woman's room, it's wrong. I don't give a fuck what your sexual orientation is. I'm not even against you for that. But you know, I don't want you to be going into a bathroom where for example, like he said, my daughter's in there. I don't want you to do it.
Yeah, I
you know
kind
what
of.
I mean? You're a guy who dresses like a girl. I don't give a fuck. You just go into the men's room because that's what you are.
It's a weird situation because, like, if a dude dressed as a woman is in the men's room, that's just as weird. I don't know.
I mean, yeah, but that's
I
only.
mean,
Let the guys in the men's room do shit. But
I mean, yeah, but that's only if you're talking about like a pre-op. I mean, if it's a post-op like poison or something like that, that's chill. But other than that, I mean,
then
like,
it's immaterial.
yeah, but other than that, this guy, he's just appealing to emotion. I mean, who gives a fuck, really? I mean, they've existed before. It's only now that, you know, it's in the context of transgender folks that, now it's terrible. Yeah, like, fucking keep the bathroom separate.
What does anyone know the numbers on transgender people? Because that's what I'm always wondering. Like, how many of these transgender people are out there? I guess maybe I've met them and I don't know.
I don't know. They keep dying off because these fuckers keep bullying them.
Yeah.
Exactly. Hey, Patrick. I mean, Circular Lobster. Who's the real Patrick? goddammit?
I'm Pat, man. And by the way, if you drive by my house, you'll see that the network is called the Pat Cave.
Ha! Alright, let's see what more this douchebag has to say.
Told you what was going to happen. Now the LGBT community is saying, oh, that is anti-gay laws. Are you kidding me? So now PayPal and other businesses are threatening to pull out of North Carolina because now they have these laws that discriminate against gay people. And you remember what happened a few weeks ago in...
He brushed
saying,
over.
Patrick?
He brushed over the whole actual point. First, he's talking about these bathrooms. And
Hold on. I hate to interrupt, but look at his face right now.
Yeah.
I know.
He brushed over the real issue. He went from transgender neutral bathrooms, which had nothing to do with this bill, to what they're talking about PayPal and everything refusing to do business in the state that created this law, which allows businesses to not serve the people who are whatever, the LGBT.
What is the law? Can you summarize the law real quick?
It gives the right to any business to refuse their services or whatever to transgender or
Don't
LGBT.
businesses have the right to refuse business to anyone that they don't want to serve anyway? I mean, isn't it
Sort
kind
of,
of redundant law?
but under quietness, it's in other words, they're giving them the right to say, all right, this guy is obviously let's say some flamboyant person comes in, a flamboyantly gay person.
Right.
You
Liberace walks
could
into
be
a
gay
bar.
and not everybody know it, but if this flamboyant person comes into your business and whether it be a fucking McDonald's or whatever, they have the right now to refuse your business, and it's like this is wrong. This is wrong, but it has nothing to do with this fucking talk about bathrooms. It has nothing to do with it.
Yeah, here's the thing, Double A. In Mississippi, they pretty much passed a religious freedom bill, which allows business owners to deny service pretty much to the LGBT community based on their religious beliefs.
Right,
Just the
that's right. I
usual
left it
bullshit.
out. I'm sorry. Yeah, based on their religious beliefs. So in other words, it gives them a free ticket to give hell to anybody they don't like.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And to what you said earlier, businesses can do that, but it's only on special circumstances.
Now he's about to complain that PayPal and quite a few other major corporations are going to diss these people by not giving them the business that they were going to give them. So it's going to hurt the state financially.
Yeah, it's tough enough to recruit good people where there is not discrimination going on. I totally understand it from the business side. From the business point of view, it's like, why do you want to be in that environment? It's hard to keep good people already.
Right. So they're basically protesting this bill and this law by not giving that state that allowed this law to be whatever, or who created this law. They're taking away the business from them and showing them that this is not the right way to go.
Yeah, so many of these laws I think are just complete bullshit. Like it's complete lip service, basically pandering for votes, because I really don't see how this stuff affects the everyday community. I guess maybe it does, but it just seems like the business climate is if you don't want to serve someone, you can always think of some reason why you don't want to serve them. And typically people don't want to go into places where they're not welcome anyway. So people know where they're welcome and where they're not welcome.
This is a state. Was it North Carolina?
I lived in New Orleans where there was tons of racism everywhere, and people
What state
talked
was
about
this?
it openly and shit. So
Mississippi, Patrick.
It was
Yeah,
Mississippi, but there's
Mississippi.
also one of the Carolinas that did it too. I forget exactly, but the point is that this was a state there were spokesmen for that state coming across saying that this is not what we were. We were always welcoming everyone and always had this freedom of and all of a sudden these people decided to create this law. And the politician that was on, I was listening to it, and I don't know his name, was saying that this is ridiculous, and he was fighting against it. But the idea is that it was wrong. It's wrong to just refuse people because your religion says that it's not allowed or something like that. And the state itself was never like that. For decades, it was never like that. And now all of a sudden it is.
Exactly, and all I can say is thumbs up to the NFL and all those other businesses, because they're pretty much saying we're not going to put up with this kind of bullshit bills anymore.
yeah,
Yeah, I think PayPal was going to do. They were planning on building some sort of hub of something, or I forget what it was that they were planning on doing in that state. And they said, well, no, we're not going to do that. Not if you're going to be like that.
Oh yeah.
Georgia, the Georgia governor actually compromised and wilted because Disney and Turner Broadcasting and the NFL and other companies said we're going to pull out of Georgia. You know what? The problem with those companies is not that they're pro-gay. The problem is they're pro-bully. So sadly now we're allowing the smallest percentage in America to dictate all of the rules because we're afraid we might say or do something that's going to offend them. Well, get over it, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to speak out because I would much rather offend humanity than offend the holiness of Almighty God. Oh, and trust me, I already know the response from the Christian community. You need to be more loving and kind. These are the days that we're living in. And
it was Georgia. It was several states.
Yeah.
if this guy had like 1 million subscribers, I'd be scared. But how many? He's got like 5,000 subscribers.
This motherfucker's got more than me. Damn it. It's unfair.
I'm just saying, like, the wingnuts, they don't scare me as much because
I was proud to reach
Joel. I'm on Twitter, and there's a bunch of people going after Joel Olstein on Twitter, and I don't understand it because Joel Olstein just seems like milquetoast to me. I mean, he doesn't say anything offensive at all. I don't know if he's even against gay marriage. Does anyone know Joel Osteen? Like,
No.
he's definitely
I-
probably got a
I'm sure he
channel
is.
with 1 million subscribers.
That's just it. The people who get these subscribers are the jerks. The controversial people, the ones that pull this. It's comedy to everybody. So they
Yeah.
get like millions of subscribers. Here I am trying to do something good, and my videos are kind of boring. And I was proud to get 600 and something subscribers.
Oh, you're doing better than me. It takes time to build audience, but I always wonder, because I think like the people that are like the Amazing Atheist, who is like a kind of a caustic personality, kind of a mean person. He's got 750,000 subscribers, but the people who are real, like if you look at the channels that are really like huge, like 3 million subscribers, like 10 million subscribers, they tend to be nice or not caustic. So I do think being caustic can get you to a midpoint. I don't think you're going to reach the top of the subscriber list. I think being nice is going to get you further.
Yeah, me too.
It's
That's
kind of like I get drunk on the internet and all of a sudden I get all the trolls putting all these videos about me, and all of a sudden I got 6 more subscribers. So in a way they're doing me a favor, right?
Yeah, totally.
Nah, no one's made a troll video about me yet.
No, me neither.
You got to get drunk on the internet.
Standing for immoral behavior is ridiculous. People have been saying that this is coming for years, and we never believed them. Well, guess what? Now it's here, and we need a common sense approach. And the common sense approach is real simple. You don't get to use the bathroom of your choice. You use the bathroom of your birth.
No. They should use the bathroom of their choice.
But see, that's just it. He goes from one subject to another. The subject was in his video was about the bathrooms, and I could almost, in some small part, agree with him on some small part of it.
I kind of agree with you, Patrick, because
Then he jumped to that political thing, that law that was made. It has nothing to do with the fucking bathrooms.
the bathroom thing, though, you're going to get perverts. You're going to get perverts that are going to take advantage of it. That's the thing that scares me. Is just
Right. I mean, that's the point. I mean, and he has something, actually, a point to make about that. But don't make a video about the bathrooms and then turn around and talk about this law that was, lets businesses refuse, services. It's totally two different subjects. And he's mixing them together as if they're the same thing.
Do any of you remember the story about the guy who would
That's
hide
quite
in the porta potties?
Say what?
There was a story a couple years back about this guy who would hide in porta potties. Like he would hide in the bottom of a porta potty, which is just completely disgusting to begin with. But when I think of like opening up to bathrooms to like your choice, I just think of that guy. Like, oh my god.
Well, I got an idea, guys. Why don't they just make a separate bathroom for Christians? Solve the problem.
That's a good idea. I was actually thinking that in California they're always obligated to have a handicap bathroom, and I was like, let them use the handicap bathroom. But then they're gonna jump all over me because they're gonna say you're saying transgender people are handicapped, and I'm like, okay. Yeah. Well, let's make it a handicap/transgender bathroom then. If that's
I'll tell you this much. I'll make that chick Serena Valentino end up handicapped if I do it right.
And then they're going to turn around when you suggest the idea of a separate Christian bathroom. Well, you're discriminating against us, and that's not right. Well, can you see the irony there, you fucking idiot?
Then they should make an atheist bathroom so that I can go in there.
Yeah, isn't there
everybody? I'm an atheist.
Isn't there a meme going around about like the gender thing with Tumblr? Like now we're gonna have 10 different bathroom definitions.
10?
Some of those, yeah. Well, I'm just saying.
100 or 2.
Yeah, there you go. It's like how many? It's gonna be a contracting boom. Like every plumber in America is gonna be like, woo!
I can already see now we're going to need an atheist bathroom.
I want my own bathroom. Come on.
Yeah.
I want my bathroom to be clean, for heaven's sake.
Right?
Every place that I've ever worked, I've always like the first place I worked had a women's bathroom that had like a couch in there. I mean, it was like the nicest bathroom in the world. The guy's bathroom was always total shit. So I've discovered that there is a difference between men and women's bathroom that, like, if you don't investigate this kind of thing, you'll never know. Women's bathrooms are nicer. What the fuck?
Yeah, right.
That's good. That's
Not
because-
necessarily though. Not
Well,
necessarily.
it just depends. It just depends on which bathrooms you go to. Like, there's some truck stops around this country that have some nasty ass fucking women.
Oh, I'm sure.
Okay, I'm getting these damn notices now. I don't know why all of a sudden I'm getting these notices. It's annoying me. So I
Hello,
just got
AJ,
two
how are
notices.
you?
One for this show, which I'm already here, and the other one for that stupid troll show. I'm gonna just dismiss both of them. You know, I'm here already. What the hell? Why does my computer want to tell me that I got this damn thing?
We don't know. Hello, AJ. How are you?
Hi, I come in here and hear you talking about bathrooms, so I'm just sitting here and wondering what's going on. Did I
Oh,
miss something?
Yeah,
it's about those states that passed those laws that says that transgender people have to use the bathroom of their birth, not the bathroom of their choice.
Oh, yeah, I've heard about that. There was someone in one of the communities I joined, the suicide prevention line, and they were just bawling their eyes out on Hangouts because she was just so upset about this, and I can't blame her.
Oh, I don't either.
Yeah, so it was this guy who actually made a point, and then turned around and started talking about these laws that the Midwest states or somewhere, depending on there's Georgia, there's Mississippi, there's that were making these okay for businesses not to serve the LGBT community people if they recognize them in the first place for their religious beliefs, and this is so wrong. But then again, he was talking about the bathrooms again. It was like, what does that got to do with this fucking stupid ass law? In other words, he was just mixing it up together, and it wasn't making much sense.
The bathrooms is the shock value, though. That's why he brings the bathrooms up, because that's like the shock value in his argument. Basically, he just wants to scare you. He's like, be afraid. People are going to watch you going to the bathroom.
Here's the thing, all right? I'm the owner of Pat Man's restaurant, okay? And I'm, doing all these cool dinners and stuff. I make my own homemade meatballs or whatever, and all this other stuff. And then there comes this person who is known to be LGBT. I now have the right to say, I'm sorry, we don't serve queers in here. That's basically what it comes down to, and that is the most fucked up thing in the world. How the fuck do you make a law about that when that's just
in this day and age, though, that is gonna so backfire on you.
Well, yeah.
Like,
Well,
I can't imagine. Like, they're gonna savage your Yelp page. They're gonna you're.
It's already backfiring.
You're going out of business if you say something like that.
It's already backfiring on them because these people but there are those. Don't get me wrong. I don't mean to rag on every business that's in those states. Those states are all the businesses in those states who always served everybody no matter what, and as long as they were peaceful and all that kind of cool people. Who are going to continue to serve those people, but it's the hard-nosed Christian, I don't have to serve gay people here, people that are going to lose the business, which is the rightful thing to do. It's kind of like it's almost as if this law is going to do a good thing. It's going to weed out the assholes.
And then the common excuse, God damn it, who has cops in the background? Damn it.
I think that's me. Sorry. They're coming for me. Holy shit!
What did you do now?
I used the wrong bathroom.
The common excuse that they have is, well, you're violating our rights. What are we violating? What rights are we violating exactly? The right for you to take away the rights of other people? How fucking ridiculous does that sound?
Yeah, well, it's the Christian persecution complex.
Oh, speaking of that, I have a video of this right here.
Yeah, I actually shared a video.
I was beginning to ask when we were going to play that.
I'm sorry?
Play it, please.
So when I own a business and I refuse to do something that is counter to my faith, and the government sues me and takes my business because I won't violate my faith, what they're doing is forcing you to accept freedom of worship. Remember that Adolf Hitler allowed the church in Germany
Fucking retard.
freedom of worship.
Do they do one thing?
Hold on. You mean the guy that was basically cool with the Catholic Church and doing what he did, prior to Germany becoming a Nazi dictatorship?
I guess not.
Does anybody know what they used before Adolf Hitler? Because before 1934, they had to have some demon that they constantly brought up in arguments, right?
Well, they always bring up Stalin too, and they always bring up Pol Pot and all these other people.
I have a friend who has a photograph of Adolf Hitler shaking hands with the Pope John Paul.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah, really. It could have came out of a newspaper. I'm not sure, but he has it.
A Christian shaking the hand of another Christian. That's about right.
Yep.
Keep it in the church or in your home. Don't bring it into the public square.
Yes, exactly.
And the only guy that stood up to him was Dietrich Bonhoeffer. But what's happening today is they're trying to force us to accept freedom of worship, meaning if I say I'm not going to sign this marriage license for a same-sex couple, as Kim Davis did in Kentucky, and she was put in jail. Can you believe that?
It's unbelievable.
But she was standing on what she believed to be was her constitutional right to freedom of religion.
That's not your religious right, you fucking jackass.
They do that all the time. They twist it around. Freedom of religion doesn't mean that doesn't mean privilege of religion.
What the fuck does worship have anything to do with serving the public?
I mean,
Right.
Kim Davis had a government job that said, she had to issue those licenses. I mean, she could have either stepped down or done something else. Okay, she basically held she basically held the entire population hostage until they basically appealed to her own personal bias. I mean, that's ridiculous. So of course she deserved to be locked up. And also, if we're gonna get super technical, she friggin' got divorced several times prior to having this job or getting involved in this.
Aside from everything else, right?
Yeah.
But
So
the
I mean,
thing is-
shouldn't she be condemned?
The thing is that this is what they do. They take the quote freedom of religion unquote and turn it on its side and turn it into we are privileged because we can do whatever the fuck we want to do.
Exactly.
And when it comes to Kim Davis, I'll get even more technical than that. She was pregnant with an ex-husband's twins while she was married to another man.
Exactly. No, I mean, the point I always bring up is that they want to talk about this religious freedom. The example I always bring up is that in the religion of Islam, the Muslim religion, women are not allowed to drive. If this man's, like the man on the screen, if his wife went into the DMV tomorrow and the manager there was Muslim and the manager told this man's wife, hey, it's against my religion for you to drive, you're not getting a driver's license, you really think he would be okay with that? Fuck no.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Let's bring it back to the United States. The freedom of religion means that you are free to practice whatever fucking religion, as long as it doesn't harm anybody else, that you please and follow your beliefs or whatever. It sure as hell doesn't mean, and this is what they do all the time, it sure as hell doesn't mean that you have to force everybody else to believe what you believe or else, which is what they do all the time. And this is, they cannot seem to get this through their fucking heads.
That's because they're so far up their ass, they need a window in their stomach just to look out of it.
Oh, yeah.
But what they were saying to her was, no, you have freedom of worship. You can believe what you want to believe, and you can worship in your church, but you cannot do that in the public square. You can't live your faith. And I'm telling you, if America doesn't wake up and start rejecting this freedom of worship, or this freedom of religion, we're not going to have any freedom.
That's right.
At all, of any kind.
That's right. Who's that saying? That's right.
Oh, jeez.
We're losing it one thing at a time. We've lost prayer. We've lost Bible reading. We've lost just about everything.
Wait.
They lost everything. Yeah.
We've lost our minds.
Yeah, we lost everything.
Fucking idiot.
Everything is lost. Everything. It's devastation.
You know
How
what
the
makes
fuck
me
have you
laugh
lost
about-
Bible readings?
You know what makes me laugh about these fuckheads is the fact that, Jesus himself allegedly was against public prayer and against, having your religion in the public, right? But these individuals wanted the complete opposite way when Jesus himself was against it. Fucking stupid motherfuckers, man.
No, just the whole Bible reading thing. How since when has that been illegal? And prayer hasn't been taken out of school. Period. Anyway.
Well, here's the thing. He's taking something that is somewhat factual and twisting it so bad that it's just nonsense. The fact is that it's about the separation of church and state, and you're not allowed to preach in a public school. That doesn't mean that the kids can't sit there and read their Bible, whatever the fuck they want to do, if their parents want them to do it. It just means that you're not allowed to sit there and preach about it and teach the word of the Lord in a public classroom.
Yeah,
Do you
but somebody better call the Satanic Temple and get some material of their own in there.
Do you think he's twisting it on purpose though? I honestly believe he thinks this stuff. I mean, he definitely does not see our point of view.
Yeah.
But I think that I can understand his point of view. I don't agree with it, but I think I can understand it.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just scared shitless. He's like, now I have to teach my kids religion. It used to be taught in school. It was a lot easier on me, you know?
It's not taught in a public school. If you want to send your kid to a religion, look, I was raised Roman Catholic, and we went to public schools, but I also went to catechism, which was held in the church classrooms, so it was teaching me the religion. Of course, I pulled out of there when I was 12 years old, but when I realized how much bullshit it was. But nevertheless, the point is that there is a place and a way to do it. Now, if you want to send your kid to a private school, which is a religiously oriented, whatever religion you are, that's fine too. But this is a public school where this is the United States, where we are the melting pot of many peoples, of many religions.
I remember when I was a kid, and
you don't hoard on one specific religion, namely Christianity, especially
students are even allowed to pray in schools. However, the staff and the officials, as long as the students do it, by themselves, but the staff, the teachers, the principal, the superintendent, even the fucking janitor are not allowed to proselytize to them. The students are well within their right to have their own private prayer groups, whatever. It's just the officials cannot get involved.
If you have a bunch of different religions in a school, though, that's not going to happen. I mean, if you have Jews and Christians both going to public school, you're going to respect the Jews and not do it's these schools where it's all homogenous, where they're all Christians, and they basically think, well, we're all Christians anyway. Why can't we just?
But they're allowed to create their own little study groups or whatever. And
there are Christian schools all over the place.
And there was the other girl, a high schooler who I used to have in my Facebook group. I'm not sure if she's still there, who wanted to create an atheist, or I should say a secular group, like some colleges did. And she was denied, and she was later given from the Freedom from Religion Foundation a scholarship. She was found to be in her rights to do this, but the school, because they were somewhat overly religious, they decided, she was in Texas, so they decided that she wasn't going to let her do it, even though there was Bible study groups that were formed long ago, and they were part of the school. The point is the kids can do this. The kids are allowed to do this. It's not that they didn't take nothing away, but when it became the secular idea, for one student wanted to do it, she wasn't allowed, and it was found to be illegal to do. It was unconstitutional for them to not let her do that.
Not to change the subject or anything, guys. Is my audio bad or what?
Yeah, it's really scratchy. We're trying to have a hard time hearing you.
So, what's wrong with it?
It just static.
Sounds like it's like this.
It's very staticky, QA.
Oh, what the hell, man? Because I have my settings perfect. I don't understand what's going on here. Let me check this.
Okay, before I continue, AJ, your thoughts?
This guy is a dumbass. That's all I can say.
Very
What
nice.
is there else to
Cut
say?
to the
But this guy's
chase.
an idiot.
Exactly.
John, I guess your name is. Even though you're not on camera, try lowering your bandwidth anyway.
Yeah, I think that will help.
How about now?
Yeah,
yeah, good now.
better, way better.
Okay, good. All right, that works.
The very foundations of the Word of God. Right. I sit on this program and I bring the greatest speakers in the world here. And if they stormed in these doors right now and arrested
Right now.
surprise.
Greatest speakers in the world.
Yeah. Okay, dude. Okay, Jim Baker. If the government's gonna arrest you, it's not because you're preaching the gospel. It's because you're probably scamming people into buying your useless products.
At this fucking point right now, guys, this idiot is just basically ice skating uphill with his bullshit, you know.
Oh yeah. And here comes more.
Uh-oh.
Taken over, Zach. We have been taken over, Zach.
Oh, now they've been taken over now.
They're going to
Oh, really? When the fuck
Stop
did
it
that happen?
stop it for a second, Atheist Ranger. I really love how he says we've been taken over. Yeah. 70, I believe last time I looked at the polls, it was what, 72% of, is Christianity within this country. Yeah, it really looks like you guys are fucking taking over, fucking idiots.
That's
Oh,
a
yeah.
huge chunk, though. They lost 30%. I mean, geez, they probably are. They're like, holy cow. Plus, in America, where they have to actually compete for members, it's like,
Yeah.
it's got to be like I see churches can go out of business, man. They do.
Oh, poor babies.
Wow.
kill us, Jim. My God, Jim, they're going to kill us someday.
Oh my
My
god.
God.
Are you serious?
Someone's been sniffing the skid mark in their shorts again. God damn.
Oh man, I knew you guys would love this.
When do you want to die?
We
Later or
but
now?
the church is denying what you're saying.
What?
They're
Are
like a
you
couple.
serious?
I'm not even sure what's going on here. Are they arguing with each other?
I don't know what
Yeah, are
they're
they arguing or agreeing? It's hard to tell.
I think they're doing both.
You know it's true.
But listen, I
The
got a
church don't want to hear that.
Jim, I've got a granddaughter 2 years old. I am not surrendering this nation to Muslims.
He's not
You wouldn't
surrendering
be
his
doing
nation
it
to Muslims.
anyway. They're just coming in on their own.
The funny thing is, guys, is that when it comes to Muslims, when I took a look at the polls, Muslims are Islam is on the rise in this country, and in about 50 years, it's going to be taking over Christianity, regardless. So.
Maybe that's what it's about. Maybe that's what they're afraid of. They're afraid of that their religion is being. I don't really care. I just want to see it all gone.
Yeah.
Well, that'd be kind of impossible, Pat, because even if one religion dies, there's always going to be something else to replace it.
Well, actually, can I give you a little inspiration? I found some young people who are extremely smart and you know how I am, the atheist who wants to bring children up with knowledge of how science actually works, whether or not they become scientists, it doesn't really matter. At least critical thinkers. Well, at the chess club last Thursday, there was this fight. I was trying to become a teacher. I'm trying to become a teacher professionally, but I'm trying to teach kids how to play chess, just to do the critical thinking thing. And I had one successful student so far, but there was this new 2 kids that came in, young parents and three kids actually. One was a baby. This 3-year-old girl who knew how to pieces set up and everything. Now, most 3-year-olds, and I know a lot of 3-year-olds, or at least I knew a lot of 3-year-olds. My nephews, my own kids, when they get a chess set, they play with them like figurines, right? This little girl was setting up the pieces, and she knew exactly how they moved. And when she forgot how the knight moved, she would ask me, "I forgot how that moves again," and I would show her. This is a 3-year-old. The 5-year-old, I didn't have to teach him anything. I think he's going to start teaching me. This kid was good. This kid is like the Searching for Bobby Fischer movie. This 5-year-old, he knew what I was going to do before I did it. So there is hope out there. there is definitely kids out there who are and by the way, at the same time that a lot of the kids in there, 14-year-olds and other teenagers, they're learning. I'm surprised, actually. I live in New Jersey, and I think New Jersey's school system failed me. But it turns out that apparently in this area, kids are actually learning pre-calc in high school. Which, I mean, I didn't know what trigonometry meant when I graduated high school. So I think we're doing all right. I think I have some breath of fresh air here. I think there is actually a move towards actually teaching kids. So I'm happy to say that, you know, and I think we have some hope. But it's still good to make fun of these videos.
Oh, speaking of that, I forgot this one. I just hope you guys would love to watch a street preacher get owned.
Yes.
I don't know if you guys know this particular channel or not. It's called Wrenched. But I think Wolf may know it. But yeah, this woman right here completely owns the host.
I think it's wonderful that you have come here to place blame and guilt upon us. I think it's wonderful that you have reminded us just how base and vile that we are. And I think, sir, that Christ would be quite pleased with you, because he did come to our world, and he did say, get up on a stage, talk to people in masses, tell them how awful they are. Don't get on your knees and wash their feet. Don't pick up the prostitutes off the street and help them better their lives. Don't go down here to downtown, sir, and take your fancy coat off and give it to a homeless man that needs it. Don't give him that wad of money that you've held in your hand this entire time that you've been on the stage. Okay? Why don't you take all of that you have, go down there, sir, and give us a demonstration of Christianity, because Christ did not say, get on this podium and say as I say. He said, do as I do. And I don't see you out here helping us with our homework. I don't see you giving us advice on how we should live our lives, how we should have meaningful, committed relationships with our partners of our choice. I don't see you doing any of this. What I see you do is pass judgment, and that is for God to do if God exists. That's his. It's not yours. Work on yourself, work on your world, work on your community, work on your kids. We're going to need it. That is all I have to say.
Damn. Oh, that was nice. I
So
know.
This is Wretched. This is the.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see if I can copy and paste the name, or you could just give me the link and I'll subscribe to it right now.
Well, no, I mean,
I missed it. You played the Wretched guy? He's like
Yeah,
Bill Nye. He's like Bill Nye, except you know, he sucks.
I know.
I don't know. I thought that woman up there was saying something pretty cool.
Well, no, the channel I'm talking about, Patrick, is a Christian. It is a Christian YouTube page.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Yeah, but the woman in it completely owned the host, and it was awesome.
Yeah, she's pretty cool. I
Yeah.
wish I knew her name.
Okay, what's her channel?
I know, right?
I want her, damn it.
He's like, I don't see you out here helping us with our homework. I see you judging, and that's for God to decide whether he exists. Prove yourself, sir.
She was like, I was having a hard time hearing it, to tell you the truth, but she was saying something about the wad of money in his hand. You know, like, why don't you go over to that homeless shelter over there and prove that you're actually wanting to help.
And give the money that's in your hand, yeah. All right. So what do you peeps want to talk about tonight?
I found a Bible thumper in my own hometown.
Oh.
He was standing
Oh,
outside.
yeah, I have my... Go ahead, AJ.
He's not just any Bible thumper. He's the kind that will stand outside for hours yelling into a microphone for no reason whatsoever.
Where at? What location? Like grocery store?
It was right near the intersection, where a bunch of cars just crisscross each other. And he was just standing there yelling about Jesus and blah, blah, blah. And me and my mother started filming him to show to the cops, because apparently the cops don't go to the intersection all that often. They said that he had a freedom of speech, but he was kind of disturbing the peace, just yelling at everyone with that microphone, especially when they were trying to drive. The intersection is a dangerous part.
He could be a public safety nuisance.
Yeah. So we tried to convince the guys to, I don't know, maybe tell him to stop or to shut the fuck up or anything. But they said, no, he's got freedom of speech, blah, blah, blah.
You could be diplomatic about it. You could be diplomatic about it and go up to him and say, look, you know, we want maybe some people want to hear you, but you may be causing traffic accidents, and that would be going against your beliefs and stuff like that. So maybe you can just like pull towards the side of the road or somewhere that's not like in the middle of the intersection where people are going to be crashing into each other. You know.
You know what I would have told him? I would have told him, here's an idea, guy. Here's what I want you to do. Why don't you take your unruly children out to the edge of town and stone them to death? Actually practice what you preach, you fucking idiot.
You know, I must have been really, really ignorant and naive when I was in high school. I'm gonna tell you a little story. I used to occasionally, I used to walk, but it was like a mile and a half, 2 miles to high school, and I lived on the opposite side of town. But I usually took the bus, the 62 bus, straight up Broad Street to my school, or very close to the school. And when I used to walk to the bus stop from my house, almost every other day there was this young kid, I don't know, my age, maybe a little bit older than me. I was a teenager, right? I was going to high school. He'd walk up to me and say, "Have you heard of the word of the Lord lately?" And I'm like, I'm Mr. Polite Guy. I was always a polite kind of guy, even when I was a kid. So I was like, "No, I haven't. Why don't you tell me on the way to the bus stop, because I'm almost late." You know, I must have been stupid. I wish I knew more. I wish I was more outgoing with my now proclaimed atheism, because I was an atheist then too, but I just never cared to, I never cared about it. I didn't think it mattered, and I wish it did. I wish I knew that it mattered at the time, but a little too late. But anyway, I must have been naive. I don't know.
Yeah. See you, John. Yeah, AJ. I feel your pain, because where I live at, Delaware, I kid you not, Delaware has its own version of the Family Research Council. It's called the Delaware Family Policy Center.
Really?
Yes, and last March, not only did they have an event at my work, fucking Tony Perkins was there.
Who is that?
He's the head of the Family Research Council.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they even have their own Facebook page and everything. I mean, just look up Delaware Family Policy Center, I think it is, and you'll find them.
Oh, by the way, I don't know if this is gonna mean anything. A certain person is leaving this house within I don't know how many weeks. And that means that maybe, and I'm just saying maybe, all these wonderful props I got behind me with the chessboard and this telescope tripod and stuff, I maybe, I'm not sure, but I may be able to get a little bit more room in here so that maybe I can set up the telescope permanently and make it a prop. I don't know. I'm going to figure it out, but maybe I'll start making some videos. I don't know yet. I'm not good at making videos, but I'm just saying, with the extra person out of the house, it might actually give me a little bit more room, and a lot less noise, and a lot more privacy to be able to do what I wanted to do.
Do you make videos, AJ?
Yeah.
I don't think I've met you before.
I don't think I've met you either. I don't recognize your voice.
Yeah, I do. I do some videos too. I was actually doing a video a week for a while, but then I kind of slacked off. It's easy to say you're going to make videos and then not do it.
Yeah, I've been planning a couple for a while, but I haven't done them yet because I wasn't sure if anyone was interested or how I was going to do it. I slacked off as well. I think I do a podcast once a week, and I've been cutting those up into the clips. We basically do the podcast where I do it with a friend of mine, and we ask each other 3 questions. He asks me 3 questions, and I ask him 3 questions on a topic, and we basically try to
I don't know, just stump. He's politically very different than me, and so that's pretty cool and easy to do because we do it in like a Google Hangout, and then I just download it and cut the clips up. The other videos I've maybe done 10 videos that are really intensely edited, and they get like a lot less views. So doing the Hangout seems to be easier.
So you're a podcaster?
Well, it just kind of ended up that way. We didn't plan on doing that.
What's the subject usually?
I started politics, basically. Politics and religion. Like, I read a lot of... I'm super into, like, Darwin and evolution. Like, my thing is, I'm probably the least... Like, I'm definitely not an anti-theist. I might be the least atheist, which sounds ridiculous to me to say. Because, like, there are people that constantly say atheism is just a non-belief in God. But it's not... I don't really see it that way because there's a lot of different types of there's a lot of different reasons why people become atheists.
No, the reason why I'm asking is because apparently I've missed you in I have these circles, and I've got like a ton of circles, and I'm on your profile now, and I'm adding you to Hangout Acquaintances, Atheists, really cool people, and Science Sunday Hopeful.
Better be really cool people.
Yeah.
Don't invite me to just the regular cool people circle.
Sometimes you run out of names of circles, and I just made up one.
I have like one circle. It's Google Plus sucks because I can't figure out like what it means.
Maybe I should make that one too. But anyway, there's also an open one, Science Blogger. Like, I was wondering if you were like a science.
Yeah, definitely. I read a ton of. Well, I don't read. I listen to audiobooks. So.
Okay, so, all right. Well, oh wait, I missed one. Science enthusiast. You're obviously a science enthusiast.
Yeah, definitely.
Which is what my lower third should be saying right now, but you can't see it because Google doesn't work all the time. But you definitely like to have a blog or anything like that, like science or anything?
No.
I'll put you in that one.
I've done some videos. What kind of videos do you do, AJ?
I usually just talk about topics that come to mind or events that happen.
Vlog style, basically?
Basically.
Yeah, that's kind of what mine have turned into, but...
I think my name may suggest the videos I do.
I do. You know me to do the chess videos. I'm sorry, I didn't need to talk over AJ.
Oh, I'm finished.
Yeah, I think I've watched some of your videos, Atheist Ranger.
What did you think, good sir?
It's hard for me to remember now. I'm going back because it's been a while since I watched them. What you do edited videos, right?
I don't know about edited, but yeah, I mean, I recently made a video response to someone.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I do the chess videos, and I stopped that for a while. I had the Chess Academy. They're still up there. I did some solar projection with my telescope, and I'm still trying to figure out something I can do again. But the tension around here is so, it makes me lazy. But like I said, the tension might be, a major portion of that tension might be leaving soon. So hopefully that'll get me to do some more videos.
Well, I must be lucky because I haven't had any trolls or, again, anyone make derogatory things about me. So I guess
the tension I'm talking about is not the trolls, but the tension I'm talking about is actually here in the house. Many of you know that I'm here taking care of my elderly parents. I'm on fucking welfare and all this other shit. But there's other tensions in this house that cause me to put everything else on hold.
It's like you have a lodger basically staying with you. That's a grump.
My twin brother.
Oh, really? That's got to be weird. Like,
oh yeah.
How do you have drama with someone who shares 100% of your DNA?
Something like that. It's because that I'm 56 years old, going on 50. We are 56 years old, going on 57. The differences between us go back to when we were babies. So, but the thing is that.
Was there an umbilical cord involved? Be honest.
This house is not big enough for two people, let alone 3 or 4, and there's 4 here now.
Yeah.
Okay. I just saw the dumbest thing. I'm subscribed to the Young Turks, and apparently the governor of Mississippi has declared that April is Confederate History Month.
What the heck?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like what?
Okay, fine. Teach us some history. You know, it's like, I'm okay with that. Except, if you're gonna sit there and just use it to fucking throw bullshit in our face, then fuck you, right? That's the way I look at it. You know, are they declaring it the History Month, Confederate History Month, because it's the month of April has a significance in Confederate history, or are they just doing it because they just needed a date?
I think they just needed a date. I mean, it literally just popped up on my subscription feed.
I think they're
all it
doing
said
it
is
just to be mean.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Look,
Look,
I'm not a history buff, but I realized that I missed out in high school when the history teacher was trying to teach me things, and it's important to remember history, whether it be good or bad. And there is a problem politically, as always, for centuries, where governments rewrite history to make themselves look good and all that stuff. So I am for anything called History Month if they actually are proposing to teach the actual history of what happened, whatever, how many 100 years ago or 100 years ago. You know, I'm all for that. Just like I'm all for teaching in a public school system where religions came from, and we're not talking Bible study here. We're talking the actual religious study, that is where these religions came from, and the Egyptians had these religions, and they did this, and in that particular year the pharaohs did that, and all that stuff. That's archaeology. That's anthropology. That's history. So I'm all for having a History Month if it really means that they're actually dedicated to teaching the actual history. But if they're just doing it just to fucking wave their flag, then they can go fuck themselves.
Agreed. Absolutely 100% agreed, Patrick.
Yeah, I've said this once, I've said it again, the southern states are slowing this country down, as well as the Republicans.
And I'm sorry to say that I gotta go pay the rent on the beer I'm drinking. I'll be right back.
Alrighty.
So this just popped up on your feed.
My subscription feed, yeah.
So
Oh, shoot. Oh, you popped in at the right moment, my friend. Drew, you there?
Yeah, I was trying to fix my microphone. Hello?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I was trying to fix my microphone. I'm like all jacked up over here.
You literally just popped in at the right moment, my friend.
Why, are you guys talking about black people?
No, the state of Mississippi has declared that April is Confederate History Month.
Yes! Yes, I was waiting. I was waiting for something like this to happen. Because, quite frankly, I'm over here just butt-fucking myself and just trying to figure out how to be clever with this whole cultural appropriation argument. And quite frankly, yeah, this is great. This is great fucking... This actually lifts my spirits. It gives me something to, like, hope for now. So this is wonderful.
Love the sarcasm.
Yeah, it would be great if I was actually being sarcastic. I'm being generally excited here. Like, I don't even know what to say. Like,
are you in the South?
No, I'm not. I'm nowhere. That's why I feel like...
Yeah, we don't have to worry about it. Yeah,
right.
Those guys, right?
I feel like Django and like now they've built like this empire of like crazed Confederate just degenerate fucks, and yeah.
I've lived in the South, man, and they are racist. They are really racist.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, you could debate, but I could care less.
There was tons of people in the South that were like racist as can be. It was a struggle just to be around them. But
if you're a racist, that's your business. But quite frankly, I'll be in the same boat. Like if you are, like if I'm in a town full of racists, then I just move out. Really, I just get.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
So
I would get out of there quick.
Yeah, if you're a black guy who's just surrounded by a bunch of races, I recommend that you just come here to California, get you a weed card, and we'll talk about it.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I'm in California too. Yeah, the weed card works.
Yeah, it works.
Great.
It works. It's great. It's wonderful. It's wonderful stuff. Good things. Good times. Good times.
Are you in LA too, or are you up north?
No, I'm below you actually.
Oh, really? San Diego.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Ah.
Fucking lucky bastard. You all
Same
sitting there in the
time,
sun. I gotta sit here in this weak ass cold.
Are you kidding me? It's like 80 degrees today. No, actually today it was overcast and rainy.
Yeah. There's some bullshit storm flowing through here. I don't even understand it.
But it's not cold at all. I'm in like t-shirts and shorts. So.
Yeah, I'm doing laundry
you guys,
in like
man.
shorts and socks. I don't even have socks on. Like I'm like a beach bum right now. Got my beach bum attire on.
It's like 50 where I'm at.
Yeah, cold. I lived in New York for a while, and it was just your hands age like 5 years for every year.
Yeah, that seems like it's just fucking cold, man. 50.
Touching cold doorknobs, touching cold stuff, being out in the cold. So bad. When I grew up in California.
Oh, AJ, I found that video.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
Hello,
Yes.
True.
Hey, what's going on? What's going on?
Not much.
Yeah, AJ, this is there's a lot of Dragon Ball Z parodies on YouTube, and this one is the best of Vegeta. Trust me, it is fucking hysterical, or at least I found it to be hysterical.
Now let me put this in a way you'll understand. I'm about to blow my load all over.
That was one of my favorite parts. He was like, and then he called him a fag. That was just hilarious.
Oh,
in case of those
15 minutes.
In case of those of you who don't know, it means freaky alien genotype. I don't want any gay people getting mad at me, man.
Yeah, he says that too. Damn it.
Freaky alien genotype. Every single one of Frieza's funkies I've got up against so far. 6 in total. How would you like to be number 7? He's talking a bloody monkey. Thank you, sir. May I have another?
What the hell happened to you? You were not this strong when you fought Raccoon.
Looks like you have some required reading to do.
All right, let's see here. Okay, full moon. Lose your tile. Stronger every time you. Oh. Well, I'm right fucked, aren't I?
Right in the down under.
Clever girl. No! Jace! All of my men. I'm the only one left. Please, all of you, just allow me a customary moment of silence.
A customary moment of silence.
Yeah, right.
I got to kill both Ginyu and Kakarot at the same time.
Wait, who's Kakarot?
You're Kakarot.
I thought his name was Goku.
His name is Goku. No, it's Kakarot.
But he just said Goku.
Yeah, I did. I know what he said, but he...
So what is it, Kakarot or Goku?
It's Kakarot. No. Just look, his Saiyan name is Kakarot, but he changed it when he landed on Earth as a baby. So they kept calling him by his Earth name, and I am calling him by his real name.
So does that make me Ginyu?
Oh, man.
Like
hey, Atheist Ranger, I gotta hand it to you. Get it? Hand it to you.
Yeah.
Throw that in there. Just to give you a hand.
Yeah.
I am going to murder that bastard.
Oh, this one's my favorite.
This proves nothing.
Are you okay in there?
Yeah, I'm fan-fucking-tastic. Nothing but gumdrops and ice cream in here.
Oh, really? Can I come in too?
What did he say? What did he say? What's it like in there?
Yeah.
I can't hear too good.
Yeah.
Ice cream.
Oh, man.
Come on, somebody tell me what he said when he was in there.
He said, "Oh, I'm surrounded, just surrounded by gumdrops and ice cream in here." He's like, "Oh, can I come in and play too?" He's like, "Oh God, I'm surrounded by idiots." But I thought you were surrounded by gumdrops and ice cream, and that's what happened. You see the rocks exploding.
I just didn't hear the gumdrops and ice cream part.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I will not stand for this! I will not be humiliated by a low-class wretch!
Aw, sounds like somebody's got an ice cream headache.
That's it! Everyone dies!
I wish I could do that. Just decide everyone dies.
That's it. Everyone dies.
I am trying to talk to my friends. Hey, Vegeta, we're friends now, right? Fuck off. The best.
Oh, you know, just flying around.
Flying around?
Flying around.
Forwarding my plans.
What, your plans?
Are you?
No.
Good, because that'd be bad.
How bad?
I'd have to kill you.
That's bad.
I want my 3-foot eye! What's up, guys? I'm never gonna get my hoagie. So what are you doing?
What am I doing?
What are you doing?
Nothing much.
What, my plans?
What, your plans?
Are you?
Yes.
I can tell you!
Just to be blunt, yes.
Wow.
Yep. Oh man.
So in case you guys have not watched Dragon Ball Z Abridged, this is a perfect like commercial to just go and do that.
Yes, man, it's hysterical.
Especially if you like grew up, if you're like around my age, 30 or 25 or 35, then you're in that perfect age group to know exactly what the hell is happening.
Well, I actually, I've been watching Dragon Ball Z on and off recently. I used to watch it all the time. Now I know all about the Dragon Balls and.
But do you know about GT?
Well,
the one that we don't speak about.
That's one.
Exactly.
Dragon Ball GT. Then there was Dragon Ball Kai.
Already night. For the first time since I got here. On a planet with 3 suns. Oh, you motherfucker!
What the heck? What the heck?
Oh man. Yeah, that's the best parody of Vegeta. Oh man. I told you like it.
That's a trip. But anyway. Yeah, Dragon Ball Z always got me as to being like every new setup of series, you know, like they just kept getting stronger and they just kept getting more power, and then like you get to the point where the producers couldn't make it any bigger.
It's like Super Saiyan 4. Like,
yeah,
what?
Yeah. Oh, now they could just go to Super Saiyan just by thinking about it. Snap their Super Saiyan, you know? And all of a sudden, his son, you know, Goku, was a baby Super Saiyan, and then he went back in time or some shit, and then oh my god.
Goten or
Goten. I'm sorry.
Well, Trunks was the one that went back in time.
Yeah, Trunks, but that's the one I'm seeing now late at night.
Boy, did Quaman's Land put out this video that just made you just sit there and go, but wait a minute. Wait the fucking minute. So wait, Cell used the time machine to go back in time to kill Trunks, who was using a time machine because he wanted to go back in time to tell them that he killed the androids, but the time machine went to the wrong time, and then so another time, like, and then after a while you're just like, okay, fuck this. I'm just gonna watch it. I'm just gonna watch it and accept whatever happens. There's no way of explaining this.
Yeah, it was kind of ridiculous. I enjoyed the other Ninja one better. I couldn't help do the Dragon Ball Z thing. I just, you know, as an older person, even it was just entertainment. But But what do you call it? Naruto was always one of my actual favorites. That was I thought that was really cool because it was really about magic and stuff that we don't believe in, but it was total entertainment. But it was like mysterious and it was actually dangerous and there was actually some scary shit in it. So I always liked the Naruto series.
True. I don't think I told you or AJ. Well, I think I did tell AJ, but I'm going on a cruise to Mexico next month.
Yeah, you did.
Oh, I did? Okay, I wasn't sure.
Yeah. Yeah, because you said you were going to be doing Hangouts for a while because of that, so that made me sad.
I know. I'll be gone for 10 days, unfortunately.
Don't drink the water.
No, I'll be drinking the vodka. I'll be drinking the vodka and the whiskey.
Yeah, make sure it has the worm in it, man.
Is that good or bad?
No, the worm is good. It works like a hallucinogen.
Oh. It's not gonna feed off my body, is it?
Yeah, it
no,
should.
but you will see some weird stuff, have some dreams or something.
Yeah, something. It depends. Like if you listen to binary beats like I do, or these. It's kind of like these fan beats or whatever. Like it puts me to sleep. Like they call it lucid dreaming or whatever, but I don't really go anywhere. But I have some pretty sweet dreams.
Wow.
Where can I find some of this?
It's on YouTube. It's actually on YouTube.
No, where can I find some of that what do you call it? The worm in it.
Oh, it's like a tequila, and they put an actual worm in it. They do it all the time here in TJ. I'm saying here in TJ, like I live in TJ, but I'm not really in TJ. But
what's TJ?
Tijuana, yeah.
I mean, can I go to the liquor store and buy the tequila with the worm in it?
Unfortunately, no. They sound like something they have in bars and shit. They literally have like this kind of like this jar of worms, and they'll take it out.
As long as it's not the maggots that get out of their garbage cans in the back.
No, nothing like that. It's specific for this particular kind of drink.
Huh.
Look it up, please. Don't take my word for it. Just I'm.
But it sounds like an interesting high.
Oh, it'll get you fucking stoned. Like I wouldn't say this unless I've actually did it for myself. But it's a real thing. It really is a real thing. They also got like this wabo sake stuff in Japan that they have a snake in the fucking bottle. When I seen that, I refused to drink it because I seen one guy take 2 shots off of it and he's throwing his ass up like he's throwing up purple shit. Like I don't even know how to describe it.
Oh.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, that doesn't sound awesome to me. I'm not a hard liquor drinker to begin with. I would like to take a sip of something like that, but 2 shots, that's already too much.
Sound like I'm gonna head to Thailand for some fun.
Oh yeah.
Well, this was in Japan. They had this snake in the bottle stuff. I don't know about Thailand. Thailand, I hear some weird shit from there too. When I was in the military, all kinds of shit like ping pongs and birds, and you'll find out if you go there.
I wish I could go there. I can't even get out of fucking New Jersey. Never mind going to Thailand.
Why is that such an issue with so many people from New Jersey? There's like they find such an issue getting out.
I think because it's a trap. We're trapped here. Unless you hit the lottery or something, we're fucking trapped here.
Yeah, you're stuck there with G-Man and them. Yeah.
Oh, fucking G-Man.
And Ken Jones and all that.
It's not just New Jersey, man. I'm having a hard time getting the fuck out of Delaware.
Well, the funny thing is I've actually been to Delaware. When I went to the Reason Rally in Washington, D.C., it's like a sort of a trip.
Yeah, Delaware is like New Jersey 2.0. It sucks.
But anyway, yeah, I haven't been far. When I was young and in the Boy Scouts, we actually went to Canada. We stayed at somebody's house in Canada. That was cool.
I've been to Canada.
Yeah, our neighbor. And with the CN Tower. Remember, the CN Tower was being built at the time, and they had just finished it. They didn't finish their restaurant and all that stuff, but I was able to stand on the open tower and look down at the Canadian National Railroad and look like HO trains from that height. So that was cool. But I was like, what the fuck was I? 12, 14? I don't know. I think I was a young teenager.
By the way, I do apologize for the coughing. I am still getting over a cold.
Never apologize for a cough.
Yeah. I think you'll be all right. It's not bothersome at all. Not to me, anyway.
That was
especially if it's a weed cough. You know, don't apologize for that. Just do it.
Let me see if I have that song. No, mind. It's live. I can't do that.
Maybe when we're not allowed to play it.
You got some good stuff from Alex. Alex has been on a fucking tear, dude. First and foremost, I've been fucking obsessed. Alex Jones has gotten me completely fucking obsessed with these Panama Papers. Like I have like bookmarks of like all these different webs. Like I'm literally a armchair revolutionary right now. No pun intended to the actual YouTuber, but I've been literally digging like so deep into these Panama Papers because like I don't know why, I'm just interested in this thing that the American people choose to just not pay attention to.
Do me a favor then, because I heard it on the radio and I'm like I was in it late and I'm like, what are these Panama Papers about? Since you're so into it and since you've got all these bookmarks, you could probably teach me.
It is fucking insane. Apparently, it's like these like it involves.
Start from the beginning.
I haven't even started reading yet. Like watch. Okay, I don't even know where to start. Apparently, okay, fuck. You know what? Give me about a few minutes, and then I'll start reading some of this material that I got. Hold on a second.
Well, can you give us a Reader's Digest?
Yeah. Okay. It's like your worst Illuminati fear, like what you would think that these people are kind of doing. Okay, apparently Panama has like all these people, like apparently like there's this giant link from leaders, criminals, celebrities, like I said, your worst Illuminati fear. And apparently what it is like a giant leak of like more than like 11.5 million financial and legal records of pretty much systems that enables crime, corruption, wrongdoings.
Is this about the hiding the money?
Yeah, on offshore companies, and it's just a barrage of craziness, and it apparently involves like Putin and just world leaders, how certain families have built empires using wealth.
That's why Putin was part of the conversation when I was listening to it on the radio. I was like, what the fuck are they talking about? Offshore accounts, Panama Papers?
Oh my God!
What the fuck are they talking about?
Apparently, Iceland's prime minister's involved.
That's right. He was just removed.
Yes, it is. It is a barrage of fucking madness, dude. It is a catalog of madness. So Alex Jones, like, I just started this like obsession yesterday. So I'm not really that deep into it, but I'm like, holy shit, dude! Seriously, I'm trying to finish this bullshit of cultural appropriation hoarseness. But then after that, I'm right into these fucking Panama Papers. Like I'm getting deep into this shit. Like it's bizarre because I want to know who are this. Like it's kind of shit that you kind of already knew in a sense, but it's like in a sense it's like, holy shit. Here's the scandal. Here's the what you call the dark evil shit that's happening right in front of you. And the American people are like, man, whatever.
Yeah. It's like
cultural appropriation.
It's like Watergate. Who cares?
Exactly. Like I'm just looking at it right now. Like they're apparently have hidden and embezzled billions of dollars. Like it's insane.
Yeah, I'm starting to remember now. I'm starting to remember the news thing I was listening to, and I basically shut it off because I didn't know what the fuck was going on. But now I'm starting to realize what you're talking about. We're talking about from before I was born, and I'm 56 years old.
Well, it says it's
the
based
power
the
struggle from the countries, hiding monies and all these other things.
It says here that apparently the firm is based in Panama. It's Parmanian, or however you pronounce the plural for Panama, but it runs a worldwide operation. Its website boasts of global network with 600 people working in 42 countries. It has franchises around the world where separately owned affiliates sign up new customers and have exclusive rights to use its brand. And this is apparently talking about Mossack Fonseca, and they're an entirely different fucking thing on their own. We just know them for now as Mossack Company, the Mossack Company, because I don't know how to pronounce that last fucking name. But yeah, they're apparently a Panama-based law firm, and their services include all kinds of shit, primarily offshore, but dealing with shit here and the global leaders apparently.
Well, I mean, in grammar school we learned about the Panama Canal.
Well, this is dealing with the transfer of wealth.
We're talking centuries of the first boats that went through there and stuff,
Well, this is talking about the transfer of wealth. Like, all these people want to know about how the 1% keeps, staying in power, and how you keep getting shitted on. Well, these Panama Papers right here, there's no patriarchy, there is no other any of that other bullshit. Here it is. Alex Jones finally gives you something, and we all just go, fuck it, because he's so fucking crazy. He spews crazy shit all the time. When you finally do get some meat, it's meh.
It's the boy who cried wolf.
Exactly.
That's
and
crazy.
I'm looking at the greatest scheme in all of world history, pretty much. And it technically it's all legal because, they're the world leaders. They can't be touched. If any of us did anything remotely close to any of this horse shit,
the FBI would be knocking on your door the next morning.
FBI, please. Probably just some fucking unknown agency that they'll just send black ninjas after you. Who knows?
The Men in Black.
Yeah, pretty much. And meanwhile, like, we're raped with money. We're raped with debt and fucking having to figure out how to, fuck people over in terms of who's going to pay for what. And meanwhile, all this money is being leaked. All this reports of all this. I mean, just an army of wealth, dude. Army of fucking wealth.
Were you saying that there was no consequences for these things?
From the most part, from what they're saying, from all the reports that I'm seeing, that
the prime minister that just got elected in Amsterdam or Copenhagen or something like that, he's already quit. They're talking even the British prime minister might be in trouble. There's been a lot of people that. I mean, this was kind of like when Ashley Madison kind of hit. There's been a lot of people that have been just totally fucked. I mean, not that they shouldn't be, but there have been heads that have rolled, and people that have lost their positions in governments and things like that, because this is something you don't want to have yourself, really attached to. But
well, they're keeping it low key either way. It doesn't even matter how they're handling it. The thing is, the media is really keeping this low key, and the American people are like, meh.
Well, this is an election year. Nobody gives a shit about that right now.
Exactly. That I guess this happened at the wrong time. I guess.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Hey, Patrick.
Interesting.
I mean, look at the crimes that happened right before 9/11 happened.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
There was some guy that made Bernie Madoff look like not like a Boy Scout, but pretty close. That right before 9/11, he was fixing it. There was a guy like that was fixing to go on trial. 9/11 hit, and people don't remember that. I mean, so it's a luck of the draw, and when it hits, if there's something people are more interested in.
you know. But when you were talking about Alex Jones every once in a while he'll post something that's true, but just because Alex Jones posts something, I still wouldn't give his name any credibility, you know.
Right. But I've been hearing this story, like I said to the other guys before you came in, Lobster. That I was listening to. I always listen to National Public Radio. When I get in the car, sometimes it's in the middle of a story, and I was hearing some of this stuff about the Prime Minister of this country being thrown out, and all of a sudden, like, and they're talking, offshore accounts. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? And like, I shut the radio off. Thinking, I don't even know what this is.
It's like a fucking conspiracy spy movie, and I'm seriously thinking about writing this movie. I'm seriously thinking about it because it sounds like some sort of weird, like, it doesn't have any kind of like bad or good ending. It's just like one of those things that just, did this fucking just happen? Like, holy fuck, it just happened. It's one of those things.
People like Alex Jones and a lot of the Illuminati nut jobs, they're jerking off right now at giant boners, because this is going to be some kind of truth about,
because
one world government and shit.
Because there's some truth behind it for a change, right?
For once, yes. Because I'm tired of him every fucking week, Alex. You go on there and you're telling me about these globalists and these elites, but you never say any fucking names.
Yeah, it's the ultimate boy who cried wolf.
And I swear, he only brought up these Panama Papers. Like, all right, guys, I can't really say the names because I'm tied in with these people, but here it is. You got to look it up for yourself and find it. That's how Alex works. He doesn't want to say it because he doesn't want to put his ass in fire, but he wants you to go out and try to. I mean, it's weird how he operates. I really don't know.
Yeah, well, when you spat a bunch of shit for the rest of your life, and then come up with something that actually has some truth behind it, I don't know what to believe. I hate to keep using the same phrase over again, but it's the ultimate boy who cried wolf.
I don't know what to believe, and that's the fucking problem. I don't know what. Like, I could look at the biggest.
What the boy who cried wolf is. Have you ever had that story read to you when you were a child?
I'm sure we've heard that all.
Yeah, well, I definitely understand the simile, and I definitely know the story. It's just the whole fact that I could be looking at the biggest fucking criminal in the world and wouldn't know it because of that analogy, of that simple analogy of we keep making a big deal over nothing, and then when something does happen, then it's nothing because...
Now you know why I can't stand conspiracy theorists. I mean, you can give the argument that conspiracy theorists, get laughed at, so therefore the people who do think for themselves actually see how funny, stupid shit this is. But on the other hand, these conspiracy theorists and people like Alex Jones do damage by, like you said, when the real shit hits the fan, people here are like, meh, because the conspiracy theory is more entertaining to them, which really sucks.
Well, people tend to be like more invested in the emotional bullshit. What they don't really understand the legacy of being a patriot or fighting for one's freedom. It's a bunch of bullshit. Oh, words hurt me. So I'm gonna enable something that's gonna eliminate not only that person's freedom but my freedom, just so I can feel comfortable. And I'm pretty sure a wise person once said that when you do shit like that, you deserve neither. You deserve neither comfort. You deserve neither freedom, and you don't deserve that because you're willing to give it up just so you can feel a little better, just so you can shut someone up. And that's what this society has turned into. Not the actual people who are actually robbing you on a fucking lively basis. This is generational, these people's wealth. And meanwhile, we are fighting each other over the most ridiculous horse shit. Just like what George Carlin said.
Well,
just
you
like
sound like the wise man.
Well, not
exactly right. You're exactly right. I couldn't agree with you more.
Well, I don't even know. I can't say I'm the quote-unquote wise man, but Jesus fucking Christ. These people here are enabling some of the dumbest fucking people to run our lives. seriously. And it's like you enable these people to be fucking wealthy and dictate your fucking life, dictate your laws, dictate how you're going to live and how your children are raised, dictate how much money's going to go into their fucking pocket or whether they're going to go to war or not. And meanwhile, these people, the only consequence they get is they have to step down from their duty. Fuck that. There should be some serious goddamn consequences. Yeah, I know.
True for president.
True for president.
2020 true vision, goddammit.
True vision for president. Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. I couldn't agree with you more. And it's a wise thing that you're speaking. Even if we don't know everything about it, you're speaking the truth.
But that's the sad part about it. We haven't even scratched the surface of. We just like, I don't know names. I don't know where, whose, what's, times. It's like a barrage of just lovely mess, and I'm gonna just dig into it and try to comprise actual research and do some actual work or something. I don't know.
That, in of itself is very cool that you're really willing to spend the time to research it.
Well, that's why I still support the Canada Party for president, because they're just nice people and they have bacon and beer and hockey.
Well, you got to be careful because the Canadian Prime Minister right now, I think he's a crazed feminist. Like he's really into it. But
well, I've noticed, I mean, I don't talk to a lot of feminists and stuff like that, but I've talked to people that live in Canada and stuff, and I think when you say the word feminist, he's a feminist, right?
Oh, he seems cool.
I think, well, yeah, and that's what I'm saying. I think the third wave feminist would be more like in most countries, feminist. Yeah, he likes women to work and equal pay, blah blah, like that. And more the line of getting more women into government, or top-level jobs or something like that, not what we can consider feminist in this country. That's what I've noticed, and that's pretty much the gist of what I've heard from a lot of people that,
Yeah, I mean, Lobster and I are both about approximately the same age, so we remember when women's rights issues were coming up, and the feminists of the '60s are not the feminists of today. Today, the word has been bastardized deliberately, I think, by some of the other side, deliberately been skewed into something that it never was meant to be. So a true feminist, oh, there I go. I'm using words that are using today. I didn't mean to.
Watch a Lace Be Green video or something like that if you want.
In other words, because back in the '60s there was a real problem. I mean, I'm sure it exists today too. There is still a lot of problems today. But the feminists that we see on YouTube, for example, are a bunch of fucking whining, freaking screaming bitches that just don't deserve to even wear the tag of feminism.
Oh my goodness, they give feminism such a like. I don't even know how to describe the amount of damage they're doing to women's rights at this moment.
Let me give you an example of someone who has seriously given us a reason to make understand that there are men controlling certain aspects of higher education and stuff like that. That were or could be one of the first '60s feminists, but she's not from those ages. Dr. Pamela Gay, astrophysicist. I had the opportunity to talk with her in one of the podcasts that we were doing, and she told me that no, this is still going on. That is the discrimination against women in the science community, in the college community.
That's already been.
Yeah, just as it.
Coming from a feminist view, and that's
No. I actually talked to her. I'm trying to digest this, but there is actually still a problem, and I didn't realize it until now. But she has nothing to do with these crazy women that are on YouTube and stuff. She has nothing to do with that. But she's an astrophysicist, and she went through college, and she actually there was actually women, her colleagues, her fellow students were leaving the college because of the problems. There was one professor who was recently in the news for being fired finally. The idea was that he would walk up to these women. You can't say anything about this. You know that, right? Because you know, I'm just going to go to my lawyer or whatever. In other words, there was real. There is still. It's just now starting to come to fruition. But there was real problems still to this day. But that's the real stuff. That's the real actual problems that exist. What you see on YouTube and these women screaming about stupid shit has nothing to do with the real problems.
Agreed. I think that's very well put, and it should be recognized, honestly, that there is a difference. Yeah, and it's hard to dictate that because, damn, we go back to your analogy, the people who cry wolf all the fucking time, the people who turn like a shoulder touch into rape. Now it turns real rape victims into an anomaly, really. So it's like, I don't even know how to even get help to those people, or how any kind of research team will be able to help those people without, you know, having to take on all the, oh my god, this man catcalled me today, rape. Ugh.
Yeah.
I have to deal with being beautiful, and it's like, what? This is.
No, we're talking about somebody, a guy who would walk into a bar where these scientists hung out or whatever, and running up to this particular woman and grabbing her breasts just because he thought he could.
Okay, now this is what her version, right? This isn't, the guy doesn't have a, you know, you know, this whole thing about women in science, you know, there's already a lot of people that have beaten that fucking whole argument to fucking death. You know, I mean, the fact that people choose to go into different fields of sciences, things like that. There's nobody firing astrophysicist women, or there's not a big conspiracy of the culture of how women were treated and differently has evolved through time. Look, I remember a day when wherever you worked, right, there could be a female that actually had a job above you, right, but her job in the morning was to make coffee, right? Because women made coffee at work. That was just the way it was, you know. The pay, you know, equality for pay, you know, equal work, things like that, you know. But in the science community, they've even, you know, that's a feminist talking about persecution. To me, that's another form of third wave feminism, you know, because we don't have enough astrophysicists, or we don't have enough women in this part of science. They didn't go into that fucking field.
No,
they chose not to.
This is what I'm trying.
They go into gender studies and women's studies.
I understand what you're trying, but this has nothing to do with that. This is.
Yeah, it does. That's what you were describing.
I'm speaking of Dr. Pamela Gay, who you probably have seen if you watched any Novas or those science shows on TV. She's on them. She's one that fought through that, and she made it, and she's very cool about it.
Oh yeah, and every culture used to be bad to, you know, grab a chick by the tits. So, you know, what just the science community.
Lobster, please, let me try. I'm trying to say this without saying anything bad about anybody. The thing is that she went through this, and she has had her friends or whatever leave because of the pressure and everything. The fact is that the question I had, here's how the question came about. I don't know if I can summarize it quickly without boring you to death. We were in this podcast, and I was like, you know, I remember when, you know, I mean, I don't remember. I mean, I know about the people who were in science, like Neil deGrasse Tyson talked about the women who the wife of the scientist who took credit for his wife's actual calculations, and she actually did all the work and all that stuff. And I thought that was long gone. This is what I told her. I says, I thought that was long gone. I mean, I can say, for example, Annie Jump Cannon gave us the star classifications, and she was actually a woman, a deaf person. She died in 1940 something. But the point is, in other words, I thought we came a long way. I thought this stuff was done, and she was like shaking her head, no, it's not. And she came forward and started to talk about it more than I have ever expected anybody to talk about it. She's not. I guarantee you, she's not one of those. It's just that she's been.
Well, Okay, I think I see.
There are there are women who are not getting the credit or not getting the paper published or not getting the whatever it is that goes on in colleges because they are women, and they have been you know, there is that stuff going on. It's the crazy feminists, so-called feminists on YouTube that have been making that look like it was crybaby stuff.
There's one thing that those people are not really taking into account. I'm not saying that there aren't the things that don't happen to women, or there isn't a certain expectancy from women or how they perform or whatnot. Or you see a female scientist, you don't think, oh, there's no possible way she could be. And I think the reason that is because so many women choose to be hypergamous instead of choosing to go after their, you know, it's almost like
what I'm saying is that she's not one of the ones that are complaining.
I know she's not, but see, the problem is that she's overshadowed by a bunch of women
who are complaining. The women who are complaining aren't even on her level. She's like, fuck that girl, you know. Because the real stuff that's actually going on is not being addressed, or at least it is now.
But see, the argument I'm trying to compose is that so many women don't choose to go down that field. So many women choose to do other things as comprised.
That's the argument, but in reality, it wasn't. For decades now. I mean, I'm not going to say it happened yesterday, but for decades, they have not been encouraged to. Now, there are some wonderful, excellent women scientists out there, and by the way, she promotes NASA as being one of the most agreeable. In other words, NASA tries very hard, and NASA's got some excellent engineers and astrophysicists in their employee. So they're not one of the guilty party. You know what I'm saying? But there are those universities. It was actually the University of California that finally did something. But there was this one particular professor who was a fuck up.
Well, again, I'm not trying to put blame on women or anything. I'm just simply saying it's based on, I'm not even going to say societal norms, just how men and women are. You know, you're not going to find majority of women going into those fields for the most part. Yes, you do have women.
That's not true, though. That's the point.
But
that was the idea that was put out there. So I don't hate to use the word propaganda, but that was basically the propaganda that was out there. It was the guy's idea.
Okay,
it was like, women don't want to do this. It's not true. They weren't encouraged to do it because they were discouraged, in fact, from doing it. And they still are being discouraged. Only recently, very recently, within the last couple of years.
How are they being discouraged?
Yeah, I was getting ready to ask.
I'm not part of college. I can't explain it to you the way the person explained it to me. So I'm not going to go there. But yes, even in your own house.
You're repeating her claim. You're repeating her claim, though.
Think about your own household. If you have any sisters and stuff, you know, think about the way. Because I have two sisters. Okay, so I can see it. I can see it, but I can't explain it. It's hard. It's very difficult for me to explain. But I can see
I've never
I can see the discouragement.
Sister,
she's just a girl. She can't do this.
I see, but that's the thing. I've never told my sister that she couldn't do astrophysics.
I'm just saying, think about the school system. You know, if you were in, see, I'm older, so I saw it a lot more because.
But my sisters are my age, and my sisters were taking like algebra 2 or the geometry and shit, like in the set. I mean, they were smart with math. Both of them were smart. They still are. My one sister took calculus in school. You know, I mean. People chose to go into different fields. You know, back then it was more traditional for a woman to be a teacher or a nurse or things like that. But
I didn't mean to turn this into an argument. I didn't mean to say that this is going on and that's all there is to it. I'm just trying to say that there is, like, in fact, I'm agreeing with you, Lobster. There is that side that there are people who just don't choose to go there, but there is the discrimination, and then there are those right now. What the women who are calling themselves feminists right now are just a bunch of fucking wackos. There is that too, and it's a shame because the original problem way back from the '60s, you know, fed into this, and just like everything else that's supposed to be good, The scumbags will turn it into something bad, and that's what happened with the word feminism. But it is in fact a real thing, and it is not what everybody sees on the internet.
Well, this is something I'm not basing off the internet. I'm basing off of what I see around. Like, I don't see this real pressure or intimate, like, societal thing. Like, yeah, there are norms from both particular genders, but that's based on what both particular genders choose to do, and that's just that. So based on this, what I see is, I don't see a lot of people pressuring women to go off and do the things that they do. And even if that was the case, I get pressured to do things that people tell me to do all the time that have no fucking clue about what I go through in my life. Do you think I listen to those people? Just because you get pressured or someone recommends something for you to do doesn't necessarily mean you always have to follow that.
Yeah.
So if there's a bunch of women who are choosing not to be astrophysicists because of pressure from somebody else, then...
But see, it was Thatcher who brought up the number game. Pamela Gay never said anything about numbers. We're talking. It was just her.
I didn't bring up any numbers.
Well, it was like there's not enough women who are, there's not enough.
No, because that's what they do. Look, they're promoting their profession. Every profession will do that, right? If you look at any profession, they'll go, oh, there's not a lot of women that are in the mathematician field, or there's not a lot of this. In this field, we're trying to make that better. We're trying to get more of Patrick, can I talk for more? Can I talk for more than 3 seconds before you start? Thank you. Every field does it. You look at sports even. There's a push in baseball to get more kids playing baseball again because it wasn't as popular. Some subjects people don't go into, they do for a while. I just don't understand, sure, promote your profession, but to tell people that people are being, persecuted and left out because of the fact that they don't have a dick, maybe you didn't get that job because the other person was better.
Listen, I'm trying to say that I agree with you on those. When I'll listen to the radio and I hear those, oh, there's not enough for women. I'm like, well, maybe they just didn't qualify. I agree with you, but that's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about actual discrimination. We're actually talking about forces by guys in the colleges, for example, that will deliberately do things to discourage and look, I didn't mean to turn this into an argument. I didn't mean to. How can I say I'm not there? I'm not in California.
Well, but you're making a claim that these colleges.
No, I'm just.
Well, you said that, and I'm like, well, how are they discriminating them about going into these fields?
Look, it is happening. It is being exposed, and the feminist assholes that are on the internet now are a bunch of idiots. I didn't mean to turn this into an argument.
Wait, how did Atheist Ranger leave his own thing? Does that mean that the Hangout's gonna close soon?
I don't know. He probably has internet problems.
I say he's got to refresh. All right. No, okay. Look, I understand both sides of the argument. Okay, you're talking about women who are actually qualify for an actual position, and they get treated differently or kind of get outcast based on the fact that they are women.
Yes, and there's also sexual abuse and stuff like that goes on, and But yes, that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the actual events, and not about the feminist who screams and hollers on YouTube about being discriminated against because she's got blonde hair or something.
Okay, and the other argument to that is the fact that what the hell were you saying? Just because a person didn't get that particular position doesn't always mean it's discrimination.
I think it's a non-existent issue, and not a big enough issue that they make such a big deal about it.
And that's where the disagreement. In other words, it is actually an issue, but what you're hearing.
I mean, sure, in every profession there is somebody that's gonna not like you or be, biased against you or something like that. You know, I mean, that is in every profession. There's racists, there's sexists,
Yes,
whatever like
yes,
that.
I understand.
But they're making it sound like, you know, this is,
No, I
you know,
know, but
the
what-
science community, you know,
but
and it's
what you're
really not.
saying, they're making it sound like those people who quote are making it sound like unquote are the people who are screaming and hollering, and they're not addressing the actual issues.
You're talking about that whole thing about a wage gap.
The quiet stuff, the stuff that's not talked about, is the reality.
So you're saying they're tackling basically the wrong issues.
Yeah, we started out this conversation talking about the crazy feminists on YouTube, and those are not the real issues. Those women or those people that are screaming and hollering, and you started to talk about the Prime Minister of Canada, and you were sticking up for him, and I was agreeing with him. In other words, he's basically trying to address the real issues and not the screaming maniacs on YouTube. That's basically where this conversation started. I didn't expect it to go.
Well, I mean, see, here's the thing. I mean, not that. Well, you know, go ahead.
Well, the thing is, you were just making a claim, and there was just a disagreement, and I think that's all that was. But in terms of this, I disagree in terms of there's this discrimination against women, because as far as I can see, a large time of the portion of the time, it's men who get discriminated against or have to comprise to pretty much a woman's presence. It's always men who have to conform to that. So, you know, in terms,
there is that. I've heard that from her too.
I'm not saying you're wrong.
I heard her talk about discrimination overall. It depends on.
Yeah, I'm not saying you're wrong in terms of that happening to women, but what I'm saying is that the way that the media plays it, it's playing it as there's only one gender that this problem is happening to, and we need to cater to this gender, when really and truthfully, it's the problem all
I'm
over.
not talking about catering. See, this is what I'm trying to say. I'm just trying to say that there is actually guys out there, professors, learned people, who still think that it's okay to, for example, tell this beautiful college student that if she has sexual relations with him, she'll get this passing grade that she wants. Okay, and that surprised me, because you know me as a science enthusiast, and I promote science and everything, and to think that this still goes on in the so-called scientific community, it makes me upset. So there is actually stuff like that still going on, because scientists are not, guys are still guys, and girls are still girls.
Well, my only argument to that, my only response to that is that we have to treat it all the same, or we're not going to play this gender game. That's all I'm going to say about that, because it has happened to women, right? But it's also happening to dudes, where certain dudes have to perform sexual favors to the female professor, quote unquote, in order to get a good grade or whatnot, and it needs to be called out on all fronts, and that's all that's where I'm going to wrap it up at. Honestly, it just needs to be called out on all fronts. If like, I wish we could live in a perfect world, but it's kind of like what Lobster said. Hey, you're going to have that shit in certain places. There's only so much you could do. Hell, either stand up for yourself, transfer jobs, call the motherfucker out. I mean, there's only so much you can do. Honestly, that doesn't resort to killing a motherfucker. Because we try so hard not to do that on a daily basis.
You're right. But I mean, the University of California actually did finally do the right thing, and this professor is now relieved. But the thing is that there was a large controversy over it, because he was actually threatening the person with this. You've been told, the girl has been told not to say anything about it, and she was threatened with this.
And if that's happening, then obviously that's wrong. That's wrong on any form.
It wasn't her herself. She was telling us a story about her friend or something like that.
And when that happens, that's wrong. But there's an issue at hand that
right.
I don't.
That's the point I'm trying to make. It is wrong, and when it is wrong, you need to point it out. And when it is wrong, we need to fight against that. And it has nothing to do with the bullshit that's going on YouTube.
Okay.
Alrighty. Awesome.
That was an awesome conversation.
I feel like I get the same feeling from Black Lives Matter in that regard. I mean, I agree in this one context. There needs to be more objectivity with how police police work is done, and you know, less police brutality, it's more objectivity when it comes to that issue. But that being said, all lives matter.
Well, the whole thing is a shitstorm, really, when you look at it, because the black-on-black crime statistics, I fucking hate to say this, but my God, they just kind of jump out at me, and I know that
You're
know,
talking
it's
to a
not
guy.
as bad as like.
I mean, not to interrupt you, but you're kind of.
No.
I mean, I completely agree. I mean, you're talking to a guy that almost got mugged one time. Both of the assailants were black, but you know, luckily I was about to cut them. I was about to cut the both of them. Like I meant that. Back the fuck up away from me, man. I will really just stab the both of y'all in the neck.
Well, see, I promote self-defense against, you know, any assailants who try to assault you in any constituents. It doesn't matter. But when I look at the CDC statistics, the biggest problem has always been interracial crime between white on whites, black on blacks, Mexicans on Mexicans, so on and so forth, etc., etc. And so. Yes, there is a problem with police brutality, but it's not just with black people. It's with fucking dude. It's with everybody. They treat everyone like shit, and
Right.
it's really a power problem with the police department. So yeah, that's an issue within itself. But if you can't tackle, and that's what I'm dealing with this whole cultural appropriation horse shit, where yeah, you do see certain white guys wearing the blonde dreads, and that's a problem for you. But if that's going to be a problem for you, then you're going to have to get pissed off at the black chick with the blonde wig. You're going to have to get pissed off at that chick over there, that ratchet thotty over there, who's acting all ghetto and but she has a blonde wig on.
That's just it. That's just, I think Wolf made a point. You know, the Black Lives Matter thing. It might have started out as a, you know, trying to you know, it was against police brutality, against color, but in reality, it's kind of like the same thing. It's that word feminist, for example, becoming something that it wasn't supposed to be. Black Lives Matter is becoming something that it wasn't supposed to be.
Well, it's
let me make a quick point.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say this. I mean, here's the thing. Now, in this context, if you're talking about an individual that might be an assailant of some or whatever crime that's just guilty of racial profiling, that just tries to run from a cop and get shot in the back, sure, that does warrant, you know, some damn discussion. Maybe even have cameras on cops. But at the same time, I don't think like when you're at a university, that the literal change you have to lose is made of gold, and that all you get is just a bump on your car. Like just bumped on the leg by a car, like moderately, or demanding a safe space. What from a college journalist who just wants to know about what's going on. Well, let me get some muscle over here.
Yeah, to be fair, to make a point, this is about people who want to become scientists, and they have to write their dissertations, and they have to put out these papers and things like that. And
Dude, do you know what
they make it deliberately harder for those people to do that, you know, that sort of thing. So it's not about keying a car or shit like that.
Yeah, I know, but that was in the context of that one particular American individual that was arguing on behalf of BLM. I mean, it was basically just some SJW nonsense that was taken to the extreme. But here's the thing: with Melissa Click, her particular dissertation, her study was in gender studies. You know, like basically figuring out like if Martha Stewart actually promotes something in the zeitgeist. You know,
Twilight's gender studies now, huh?
Yeah.
Look, I was going to say that Black Lives Matter was supposed to be pretty much a euphemism on Black Lives Matters 2. We weren't trying to say that only Black Lives Matter only, or Black Lives Matter. Look at us. It was supposed to be Black Lives Matter 2. We noticed that these people are getting this, these people are getting this, or whatever, and Black Lives Matter 2. What it's turned into, it's similar to what you guys said. This SJW kind of thing where it's you go along with me and you know, do as I say but not as I do kind of mentality. And there's always a problem with that because, like I said, if you're not willing to tackle your own issues or your own people's problems or your own people's hypocrisy, because I find it big time hypocrisy that there's so many black chicks out there who don't wear their natural hair, don't have their natural nails or butts or tits, but yet
but how do you feel about like black? Well, okay. How do you feel about individuals that perpetuate like to have a black identity when they're really not that? Like, for example, like Rachel Dolezal, a famous example about this.
Well, that's
Sean
what I was going to
King
say.
That I'm reading about.
That's what I was going to say. Like, I was going to say we all fucking culturally appropriate in some constituents. You're always going to get someone in the black race who wants to practice kung fu and meditate under a waterfall. You're always going to get the white guy who wants to have dreadlocks. You're not going to stop that. That's cultural appropriation. The definition of cultural appropriation, as a matter of fact, I'm looking at it right now. It means basically to adopt or adaptation of use of one's elements of one's culture by the members of another culture. That's all it means. So if you see this black chick wearing a blonde wig, I would imagine that is a discrete definition of cultural appropriation. So to me, I don't understand how one side could say, oh, these people are privileged, and so therefore they can't have this hairstyle because they're too ignorant to understand. And it's like, well, wait a minute. There's a ton of white people who are homeless. I know that because I live here in San Diego, California, and I drive by them all the time. So it's not the fact that
I just had a friend staying over for half the night because he's sleeping in his car.
Well, that's all I'm saying. Simply saying, we have homeless people in every race, in every culture, and every. I was in Japan and I didn't see a lot of homeless people, but they are there. So it's like there's goods and bads everywhere. Again, so to say that one side is this or that, it's a bunch of bullshit. Honestly.
Yeah. I mean, for anybody to sit there and like, you can't wear dreadlocks because you're not. That's ridiculous. I mean,
recently there was.
If the person wants to walk around with fucking dreadlocks, whether he looks good or looks bad, that's up to him.
Right. That's where I want to get it to. If that's how you, I'm in a place where if that's how you want to look, that's how you want to dress. I'm not here to fucking judge you. But if you're going to open up that floodgate that certain people can't do this, where you know damn well you don't like it if someone does it to you, then why are you going to do that?
I mean, it's not so much that I believe in cultural appropriation. I mean, people can do whatever with their body to look, however they like. It's
right.
That when they portray them, it's when they portray themselves a certain way, in that it's superfluous, it's unnecessary. No one's saying you can't talk about this, but when you parade yourself around like you're actually something, I mean, it's a little bit insulting, kind of like blackface or some shit. But,
I see the question. But you know what they say? What's the greatest form of flattery? When you copy somebody, I mean,
recently there was a video out there that went viral. There was a white guy who was wearing dreadlocks, and there was a confrontation with a black girl who was telling him that he wasn't allowed to wear dreadlocks because that was her culture, right?
I legitimately think that's a troll video because that chick was smiling halfway.
I made a video about that, and
I mean I've seen people like that, though.
Actually, Patrick, that was the exact video I was referring to when I mentioned the. Video.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we're all talking about that video subconsciously, honestly, because it's so shocking because. You know damn well that as a black person, you don't want to be discriminated against because we get enough of that shit. And so, with that being said, what gives you the right to first and foremost? I paused the fucking video on the first second, like when she asked for scissors. I was like, what? Really?
Did you see the whole thing?
Yeah, I did actually.
Hey, AR, you want to play that for us? I'm not playing. I think if we look closely at it, we could. Like they're smiling. I'm not even playing.
You think it's a troll. In some terms, I honestly think it is too.
I'm gonna do a link if you want me to play it.
I I question.
You honestly
I'm
do
still
have
not sure.
people.
I'm still not
You
sure.
honestly do have people like that sometimes, though. It's been explained to me that there are people
sure,
out
but that's
there.
a dumb argument, though. I mean, it's a dumb argument to have.
Agreed. I'm not disagreeing here. I'm not.
Let's take both sides for an example. Let's take the side that it is a troll, and let's take the side that it isn't a troll. I'm gonna take the side that it isn't a troll. Here's a guy.
We're doing trolls,
basically
not a
flattering.
troll.
He enjoys the culture
Hell
of
yeah,
the
we're doing that.
And he was a DJ, and he liked to wear his hair. You know, he actually looked pretty good in him, actually, to tell you the truth. But here was this. This is the not troll side. So here was this girl that was just insulted because she thought he was stealing some cultural thing from her. So now somebody else give me the troll side.
Well, like I said, Patrick, if it's wrong for a white guy to have quote unquote a black hairstyle, which I don't know reserved for anyone anymore, but if you're gonna say that for a white guy, then you're gonna have to say that about all these black chicks out here with blonde wigs and purple wigs and rainbow wigs.
They were both smiling. I'm not playing the guy. The guy sounded like he was lightweight doing hippie preaching. I'm not playing. These guys need to go back to drama school. Go back to the drama department.
So you think the white guy was even acting?
Probably some people trying to get this message across about,
The argument was so retarded.
The guy looked like he was non-violent.
Yeah, and he did say something about Egyptian, like he was in an Egyptian culture, but he's not Egyptian or something like that. Something weird. Yeah, now that I'm thinking about it, yeah. It does seem kind of funky, but I don't know. Either way,
the chick is smiling.
I probably couldn't be his friend because he's a little weird, but the guy was a nice guy. For Christ's sake, leave the guy alone.
Hey, True. I'd like to ask you a question. Is it considered stealing a culture if I admit that I like pork chops, greens, grits, and macaroni and mac and cheese?
So you like soul food?
So you like soul food?
No.
I
like Chinese. I like Mexican.
Because I've actually been told, because I lived in North Carolina just long enough to understand how beautiful soul food was and stuff, but and then I knew this lady and when I lived in Maryland. But yeah, I went to this soul food place in Baltimore one time, and my God, I was not shunned from the place, but it was widely known there that they couldn't understand why I was in there, because it was, a cultural thing or something.
I'm a little lower right now, but I just got this. I just got this like this epiphany. Like True, screw it. Like everyone. Did everyone remember the successor to Elijah Muhammad from the Nation of Islam? That Fard Muhammad guy.
Yes.
Oh, vaguely.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. He was actually a white guy from some foreign country who started the Nation of Islam, which is a black nationalist, separatist aspect of Islam, sect of Islam that's kind of heretical. He was a white guy that did that. That makes him like the original SJW, the original master of cultural appropriation.
It doesn't surprise me because so many instances in history, it seems like you have different people from different races who happen to be leaders of these kind of special interest groups who have a certain particular cultural interest, and it never ceases to amaze me that just seems to be the norm in history, and it keeps repeating. It really does.
I remember in Baltimore they had Screwy Louie Farrakhan and the Bowtie Boys out on street corners and stuff, selling bean pies in their little magazine they had.
Yeah,
there it is. The legendary video.
Meanwhile, Elijah's like hanging out with like 5 or 6 of his baby mamas and his descendants.
Hey, peace be upon him, man.
But
breaking Malcolm's heart. He had to go to Africa, figure out that that this race was all skin deep. Came back, got killed, Now his grandson run around, got killed again, like his lineage all left up.
Oh, you'd be surprised on how many clergymen have like tons of porn on their laptop. Like Osama bin Laden alone, who's a fundamentalist religious leader, was caught with fucking like tons of American porn. So what does that tell you? Did he really hate America?
Obvious.
It means Pornhub is more popular than we thought.
Hang on, real quick.
It's kind of obvious. He was out there for like a decade.
Atheist Ranger, you're about to play this video, but I'm seeing on the screen that he responded to this dreadlock video, and I want to see that one too.
Hey, what kind of porn do you think Osama bin Laden was really into? I mean, what do you think it was his?
He was probably into like the
incest.
Teen girls?
The kind of like, you know, that role-playing brother-sister kind of porn. He's probably into that.
Called it. No, it's father-daughter. Father-daughter.
Which is even better actually, because it's like more disturbing. So you feel even more creepier jerking off to it. Oh, you dirty, dirty man, Osama, you.
Dirty whore.
You dirty man. Ooh.
You're saying that I can't have a hairstyle because of your culture? Why? Because it's my culture. You know the box. Do you know it was in Egyptian culture? Are you Egyptian? No, you're not. Are you Egyptian? No, are you Egyptian? No, but it doesn't matter. Wait, where's Egypt? Tell me. You know what, girl? Dude, go. You have no right to tell me what I can grab.
Scripted.
Dude, okay, let me pause for a second. What is that? Okay, what is that guy in that Inspector Gadget jacket, overcoat, and that
you know, it's funny
haircut? What is he doing?
It's funny because when I made my video about this fucking horse shit, I specifically brought up, why is this fucking black guy wearing a trench coat on a college campus? Is that even a thing? Can you
He's
do
a
that?
flasher.
And also here's the thing. You guys notice like the hand signs the white guy was doing? Don't you think that was
obviously
I
gang signs?
No, it was forced too much. Like,
dude, I've seen some white guys, man, that force it too much on a daily fucking basis, man. I mean, it's actually funny. You know,
so you're convinced that this is not real? That's
you know what? That's the first time I only listened to it. I didn't watch it. I only listened to it. Right?
Keep playing it. Keep playing it.
And yeah, script.
The guy in the dreadlocks wasn't lying. Dreadlocks did actually originally come from Egyptian culture.
Right.
Well, yeah.
She's smiling.
Well, to be honest, some people most people really, they smile when they're nervous as fuck and they know they have no real like competitive or congruent argument to comprise. So they just smile out of nervousness. For
are you watching the video or just listening to the audio?
No, I'm watching it. I'm watching it, and like I've done a video on this. I know.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say.
What the hell is she putting on the wall though? I mean,
I agree. They all know they're being videotaped, and they're trying to be while she's being she's being an idiot. She's trying to be she's trying to be.
No.
She legitimately gets pissed off though.
Y'all overthinking it.
But she gets legitimately pissed off when she sees the camera and she smacks.
She's smiling. She's smiling at the end, dude. I'm not playing.
Well, like I said, some people instinctively do that when they're nervous or when they don't have anything to comprise. They're just fucking. Yeah, they're just fucking around. But I don't know if it's fake or not. But I mean, you make a compelling argument. I don't know. Now that I'm looking at it again, I don't know.
I do that. You know, like I'm in a situation where I'm trying to control my anger.
I'm not playing. I get most of my opinions on trolls from BP. Okay.
Well, I'd actually like to set an example. The classic Nixon-Kennedy debate in the 1960 election season. It was the first televised debate ever, and if you watch the debate on television, people were convinced that John Kennedy won the debate hands down. But if you listen to it on the radio, as many people still did, people were convinced that Richard Nixon won the debate, because they were unable on the radio to show how uncomfortable and sweaty old Dick Nixon was. So it can be a perception of different things.
Who the hell are you doing?
Yeah, he's doing. He's trying to do Nixon. I saw that.
I'm not trying to do Nixon. I don't do a Nixon. That was not a Nixon.
I sort of heard a little bit of Nixon in there.
Nixon was a beautiful guy, man.
I saw a documentary on that where Richard Nixon was actually not a camera person. He was very nervous and stuff. Where Kennedy was, in fact, he was very comfortable with cameras.
Yeah, that whole fucking Watergate shit. When you see him get questioned,
those are the golden years.
When you see him get questioned for that, when you see him, his whole I'm sorry, you can say whatever you want to say about his history, about being in front of the camera, but in that moment, you knew that he was full of shit, and his body language couldn't hide it. Nothing could hide it.
Dude, Nixon was a paranoid man for years, from the time he was governor of California, and he had failed runs at the presidency when he said, "You'll not have Dick Nixon to kick around anymore," and everything. And then he was a paranoid guy. He thought everybody was after him. He had the personality of a wet rag.
Well, wait, could you blame him? Could you blame him right on the heels of fucking J. Edgar Hoover running the entire country? I mean,
well, no, but that was Nixon's personality, though. I mean, he was not a charismatic guy at all. So, people forget that Kennedy started Vietnam, not
was a Boy Scout at summer camp when I listened to his resignation speech.
Oh, I remember the eighth grade in junior high, man. We watched the Watergate trial like daily, man. It was like better than any soap. It was like reality TV.
It was like wow, this guy. I mean, I wasn't hearing a child in summer camp, Boy Scouts. And I got this little fucking battery-powered radio connected to a bigger speaker, and I'm listening to this guy resign as president. And I'm like, wow, this is fucking real.
Oh man, when I first seen it and like when they first showed it to me in like history class and shit, I thought I was watching like a movie drama or something. Like this is beautiful. This is the way this is like unfolding. It's like it's something that belongs in like some sort of Shakespearean kind of like masterpiece. That's the only thing I could describe it as. But it's only a masterpiece if you're into this kind of thing, like if you're into this kind of like boring political horseshit. Other than that, you wouldn't find it interesting at all.
Back then, it wasn't boring because there was no cable TV, there was no internet. I mean,
well, this is the fucking president of the United States. What else are you going to do? So
yeah, it was the end of the innocence. People didn't trust their government anymore.
I mean, I know you guys are all younger and stuff, but Patrick,
that's what I'm trying to comprise. Is that
Patrick and I are of the age where we remember.
I'm a younger. Yeah,
we actually listened and or watched his resignation speech.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to get to. Is that I'm a younger fucker, so
yeah.
Yeah, the kids around me didn't really get it, but like I'm more of an artistic guy, so I seen it from a point of view of like, man, this guy is really shitting bricks up there. Like this is just watching him trying to just dig himself into another hole. It was like an American dream come true.
Yeah, well, you knew what was going to happen, but when it did, I mean, because it slowly built like over 3 years, right? And something just always kept keeping it alive. Woodward and Bernstein, there were other things besides the Washington Post that were keeping it alive and stuff, but not very often on the front page. But when it finally fucking blew, and they said that Nixon was going to have a press conference, a lot of people thought he was just going to deny it again, and then all of a sudden he came out and said he was, leaving office and stuff, and they dumped Gerald Ford in there. You had to feel sorry for him, man. He was unelectable. People liked him until he pardoned Nixon.
Well, it was actually the law. He was the vice president, and he had to become.
No, he was Speaker of the House.
I thought he was vice.
Who was
No, he was actually Speaker of the House. Then he became vice president when Agnew resigned for tax fraud in the state of Maryland, or you know,
Oh wow.
because Spiro Agnew, the vice president, had already resigned.
You see,
know.
Nixon just
maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Patrick Thatcher is giving me a history lesson here, but I thought that when Nixon resigned, Ford was the vice president. He automatically was put into office because that's the way the system works.
No, Ford was actually, I think, the vice president by then. I think because he had been Speaker of the House, but or he was either had been Speaker of the House and Spiro Agnew retired, which made him vice president, or he might not have had a vice president yet because Spiro Agnew had resigned. But no, Gerald Ford was actually the Speaker of the House.
At the time of his resignation? Of Nixon?
Yes. Yes.
I thought he was vice president.
No.
Well, anyway, I'll look it up. You know, maybe you're teaching me something here. I don't know.
How did we get here?
I don't know, but it's a really
Corruption.
really fucking.
That's how I got here. Corruption.
Corruption. Okay.
Corruption.
Yes.
Atheist Ranger, this is one of
Yeah,
your
we no
quotes I
longer
got
live
here.
in a democracy. We live in a fucking oligarchy, unfortunately.
We live in a republic, man.
Oh, really? I thought we lived in a bullshit hybrid two-party society that virtually picks the American people's tax money apart. That's
God, you're just part of the agenda, man.
Oh no!
God.
Oh goddamn! I knew it. You know, I thought there was something wrong with me.
I knew there was something about you.
Oh, I hate to derive this conversation, but if you guys want, I can show you my pictures from the anime convention I went to.
Sure.
If you guys want.
Sure.
Yes.
I gotta go pay the rent on this beer again.
Okay.
I wish I had some beer.
So did I, but I gotta work tomorrow, so.
I got some purple Kush.
Ooh. You are a friend of mine. You got a friend in me.
A friend with weed is a friend indeed.
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah.
Man,
Well, I have an erection over this picture.
Yeah, speaking of erection. Oh wow!
How many erections are on that? Look at how many phallic symbols are on that fucking. Oh my God.
Yeah, that's me. There's you.
Where are you?
This guy.
Where were you at, Ranger?
We were in Lancaster, PA.
No, I mean, what were you? Or did you dress up as something, or?
No, I mean I didn't cosplay, but yeah.
He was a sports vet. Yeah, who's that chick with the cape? That was strangely kind of hot. I saw that on your Facebook, I think. No,
Yeah.
not that. Not that. Yeah, well, that is pretty hot too.
Yes,
I'm
a
talking
black
about.
girl.
I'm talking about.
You mean her?
No. She's wearing like the no. Well, yeah, he's hot too, man. But no.
CS Samurai Darth Vader.
No. Go back. I heard that guy right there has a 2-inch penis. Who's the ranger guy in the black?
Oh.
Don't tell me that's the one. Don't tell me that's the real Black Ranger.
No.
I think that's the Green Ranger's outfit.
Oh, and then there's Princess Belle. Oh wow, what a couple.
Oh yes, I thought it was pretty nice too. Me and her.
Oh, that's the one right there. Yeah.
Raven. That's Raven from Teen Titans.
Well, I don't give a shit where she's from. I was just saying that was the one that I enjoyed the most. Just let you know that.
Oh yeah.
I think I actually did thumb it up. You know.
I actually got her number, believe it or not.
Really?
Oh, awesome.
Yes.
That sounds awesome.
What are you gonna do with it besides collect it?
No, I did some with it.
That's a nice Raven. I like the like the way the top forms though.
I like that belt. I'm pretty fond of that belt.
I love them thighs. Ooh yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
This was actually my favorite, the Black Elsa.
Well, yeah, you know, I would wear that dress too. You know, I think I have something like that, but I think it's more of a lime green.
I'm sorry, but is that a dude in that?
No, it's a chick.
But really? Then it's a... Oh, never mind. I thought it was a guy.
Yeah, I don't mean to be mean, but I wouldn't fuck with your dick and somebody else pushing. I'm just.
That's an ugly chick, man. Sorry.
Oh, yeah, not that.
It's kind of weird, cute, you know. I mean, I'm not an anime guy, so you know, whatever. But
I mean, if you're into like, you know,
that's just downright. He lives in his. Yeah, that one there makes me nervous. That you know, because you know damn well, man, the guy probably works at Taco Bell, and his mom still does his laundry.
Probably.
Yeah. I'm just, you know, I'm not judging. I'm just,
didn't the New Day wear like an outfit like that for WrestleMania?
Oh, they came out. They looked good. I saw that, man. That was.
I've been trying to do like some kind of something for WrestleMania 32 because it actually was kind of good. Besides that shitty ass main event that they had.
Oh, the Undertaker and Shane McMahon.
No, I'm talking about when it rains, it bores.
What's that?
Roman Reigns.
I like Roman Reigns, man.
I
don't understand. Well, you know, but it's not. And the thing is, it doesn't matter what people cheer or something. It's a character.
Yeah, help me understand what am I supposed to like about this guy, because I don't see it. I mean,
I like him. He's a big guy. I think he's actually better on the mic than people give him credit for. No, he's not a quick-witted. Chris Jericho or.
What makes him suck on the mic is the fact that he can't be himself. And it's really creative. That's hurting this guy.
I think he's more himself than.
We need to hang out for a piss. It turns into shit about WrestleMania.
Okay. I think he's more himself in this character. I actually like it better. I mean, he does do a good mean guy or something, you know, heel. But no, the one I can't. The one I don't understand is what they do with Dean Ambrose. You know, they're turning him into the new Mick Foley, a guy that'll sit there and just get the shit kicked out of him every fucking week. You know what's going to happen. He's going to get a title shot, and he gets the shit kicked out, like what he did with Brock Lesnar. I thought was just stupid. You know.
Well, I thought the baseball bat with the barbed wire was cool, but he didn't use it. So it was like, what the fuck?
And that's the whole thing of the chainsaw. You know, but. All in all, when I watched it, what I thought was really sad was the biggest pops that whole show got was when Shawn Michaels and Mick Foley and like when the guys from the when those guys came out type things. Those are the only big pops they got. You know, those are the biggest pops of the entire night.
Believe this fucking shit or not, I enjoyed the Diva match.
Oh, I do too.
Thoroughly fucking enjoyed that triple threat match between Becky,
Sasha,
and Sasha Banks. I fucking enjoyed that match.
Yeah,
I liked the new title that they had.
Oh, that new belt they have looks better to me than the. It looks better than the other one. Yeah, but that was good. You know, I mean, I watch NXT too, but yeah, I don't know. You know, wrestling fans, they get, I don't know, since the birth of the internet, you know, and I know everybody knows it's sports entertainment, it's not real, all that crap, you know. But the people that, you know, go out there and they say, you know, like John Cena sucks, you know, Roman Reigns, you know, and I thought personally, you know, just the match he had, you know, the guy won the belt. You know, I mean, he's not the guy that you would. I mean, you don't necessarily have to go back to the classic heel babyface thing. You know, they have characters you can like, but you know, when a bunch of people, you know, they're like, you know, oh, we don't want Roman Reigns to be champion, so we're just gonna boo him. You know, yeah, don't give him the biggest pop. You know, give him some shit or something. But you know, he doesn't give a shit because he's still the character he's gonna be. He's the one that's still putting butts in the seats because in the end, that's what the fucking thing's all about.
Do you think it is the internet that's like really kind of like it's
bastardized. It's turned it into a joke.
The way I see it is that it's like, okay, it's not. I don't hate Roman Reigns. I think it's just I wish he was better in my eyes, and that could be it could be internet buzz, but but I'm not basing it off of internet. I'm basing it off of like what I see, and I just wish that they took the chains off of him, because I see a lot of personality in him, and that's what angers me is that it's not the internet. The WWE makes very, very poor decisions. I'm sorry, you can't blame the internet on some of these poor decisions that they make, and they made some poor decisions with Roman Reigns where I think he is exactly what he needs to be.
Well,
he needs to be built in just my opinion. That's just my opinion in a different format. That's all. That's my only argument, really.
Well, and that's the thing, when people go, oh, they made the wrong decision, they're the people that, they're a publicly traded company. People talk about how bad it's gotten. They still get a good share, for what TV is now and stuff like that, with literally no competition. Anybody that says Ring of Honor or TNA, which TNA's just become a complete joke.
They're not.
That's almost funny. And
they're not competition at all.
Even they're trying to like push up that Lucha Underground stuff, which is weird. But in the end, it's still the elite. I mean, look at the people that are jumping there now. I mean, look at AJ Styles. Look at
Nakamura.
Look at all the people that are going there.
Joe.
Yeah, and because they know if they want to make it in the business, that's where you go. And when they put you up there, they give you a gimmick, right? They tell you, or sometimes you get some input, sometimes you don't, right? And they give you that opportunity, right? And apparently Roman Reigns is doing something right because he puts butts in the seats. People might want to boo him or something, but in the end, he honestly probably doesn't care. If you boo him, eventually he'll probably turn into a heel again. People like that always do. Look at Triple H.
I just wish, because I understand they're entertaining, but it's kind of what Adam from What Culture said. It needs to be, and this is just in my opinion again. You don't have to listen to it, WWE. You don't have to listen to me, okay? But it's sports entertainment, and I think they put too much emphasis on the entertainment side and not enough emphasis on the sports side. And I think they would like, okay, you know how CM Punk said you're the billionaire who should, or you're the millionaire who should have been a billionaire and all that. I think that they could have more of a product if they actually ran it like a sport, like UFC or something. Now I'm not saying, I'm not trying to compare wrestling to UFC.
But they're predetermined matches. I mean that's the whole thing. They have a time schedule, and a UFC fight doesn't.
Well, okay. This is the argument I'm trying to make. Okay, regardless of whether it's predetermined or not. It still can be ran like a sport. Why is this guy number one contender? Because you made him number one contender, or he had a match, or does he have a win-loss record that tells me that he's the number one contender? Not just because he says he's the best. Why are you the best?
They actually have They actually have websites and rankings and stuff like that. Some actually go. They actually do have fantasy pro wrestling, which I think is ridiculous. I mean. Because it's predetermined matches, but and a lot of times, things happen in on wrestling shows that you don't know, you don't understand, or something doesn't happen, and it's something that builds up over time. That's the whole development thing, and so yeah, I mean it is what it is. I mean I've been watching wrestling since about 1967, something like that. I knew what it was pretty quick. When a guy beat somebody over the head with a fucking oxygen tank, and the guy didn't die. But yeah.
So are you're more in tuned into the business side of it, and you're saying it runs the way it needs to.
Yeah, it's entertainment. It's what people want. People are asking for this, so they give it to them, and it's not always exactly the way people want it or something. The thing that I don't like that is really popular is these people just like when they fly all the time and they jump out of the ring on top of people. It's almost like a lot of the matches become more of stunt shows and little spots instead of actually doing a match and telling a story. And
everyone's saying that. Everyone's saying bringing that.
Yeah.
So to me, that's an overzealous argument that I can only hope they fix that one day, but it's like...
Well, that's why I can't like watch Ring of Honor, because that's all that fucking show is.
That's exactly what that is, actually. It's just they the spots are going to be so cool, but it's like, okay, where's the story? Where's the character? Where's the build up? Where's the everything else?
Why is this guy fighting this guy, you know? Why, you know, I mean, what world solution can be solved by a simple wrestling match, you know?
Yeah, that's kind of where wrestling differs from the rest of the sports entertainment, quote unquote. But to me, it just needs more of an element of sports. I'm kind of tired of seeing the corniness, I think. But I think, like you said, it's a necessity for a while. But as long as people give them, you know, what they want, as long as butts are in seats, what can you do?
Yeah,
right?
and see the corniness thing. That's part of the whole show, because you know you want things for kids, you want things for adults, you want people that you're gonna have your like New Day coming out with the unicorn stuff and everything, and they'll have a serious match, right? You'll have other people like Goldust and R-Truth, they've got a little comedy thing going right now about being partners, You have serious feuds, where people literally beat each other to death in the parking lot. Every time they hear the person's name, they just rage and everything. So you've got a different aspect, that they try to bring to every show, and that's
I just like from a general perspective. I just need to know why this guy can kick my ass. Why would I never want to get in the ring with this guy? Like when I look at a guy like Stone Cold Steve Austin, regardless if it's fake or not, I would not want to get in the ring with this guy because this guy has convinced me that he can kick my ass. But a guy like Stardust, I want to get in the ring with that guy because he looks
Cody Rhodes can kick some ass, man. I mean,
I know that, but his character Stardust hasn't convinced me. He doesn't seem all that threatening to me.
But he's a contributing character of a show. He's not. He'll win a belt every once in a while, but he's not going to be the guy.
Right.
He's a supporting character.
Okay, fine. Okay, who's main? Who's fucking Cena? Perfect goddamn. He's ridiculous on almost every single level. Okay, he's not a guy who could convince me that he's gonna kick my ass. He doesn't. He does not seem like he's a guy who.
Because he's a nice guy.
He used to be that guy, that doctor.
Oh, the doctor of thugonomics. Yeah.
But that was convincing. It was more convincing than WWE Universe. You see that kid right there, and
yeah, but when he comes out, he still fucking delivers, man. I mean, he's one strong dude. He can fight. He's got a personality that's corporate friendly. He's got a kid friendly. I mean, he's given more Make-A-Wish Foundation grants than anybody ever. I mean, so yeah, you've got to have those people though. The biggest thing right now with WWE to me is the amount of injuries they have. I mean, look at Seth Rollins. Look at Randy Orton. I mean, he's starting to get old. So he's going to start breaking down more. But there's other wrestlers out there right now that are they do things now that are just ridiculous. And they don't wrestle for 20 years anymore. They wrestle for 10 years, and then they have their necks and their backs fused, and then they retire. And
You know what?
I don't mean to.
I'm fucking done. I'm fucking.
I don't mean to interrupt, but
me too, man.
I'm afraid somebody else is gonna leave. I'm afraid that somebody else is gonna leave.
Damn fucking wrestling, man. It's fucking phony as shit, man. I fucking hate it when people talk about wrestling. See, this is what this is how everybody right now that's going, oh, I'm tired of talking about it. This is what happens. This is how I feel when people start talking about gaming and comic books and shit like that.
Well, there's a serious subject I want to say before anybody else leaves, and I just want to make sure you're finished with your conversation. I didn't.
We're done. I'm completely done with this. I think it's a discussion we'd want to talk about another day. But go ahead, Patrick.
Sure.
I just want to mention that there's one of us that are not here, hasn't come in. Stalinus Brony is a young guy himself. He's just a kid, really, to me. He's like 17. He had just recently, within the last couple of weeks, lost his little brother, 8-year-old brother. Due to leukemia. So I just want to say that I'm sorry that he didn't manage to make it in here, and I can understand completely why he avoided it. Maybe he's going through some, you know. I did want to talk to him. I did want to ask him how he was and all that stuff. But I just want to let you guys know. Most of you in here know who he is.
Yeah, if he doesn't know, then he should know now that you know, ever since he lost his little brother, I'm his big brother, so he should know that. You know, like seriously.
I just wanted to mention that we do have one of us that are not here right now who was supposed to be here, but you know, I can understand why he avoided it or whatever happened. But I was trying to contact him. I was trying to ask him how he was. But yeah, his little brother, 8 years old, had passed away a couple of weeks ago, and forgive me for not knowing the exact date. I got the message at that time, and
yeah, I did invite him, and yeah, I mean, I know he didn't show up, but I'm sure he knows. I'm sure that he knows that we all know what's going on, and I'm sure he knows that, you know, whenever he wants to talk, whenever he wants to jump in, well, you know, we're here for him.
My thoughts are with him. I just wanted to make sure that everybody, you know, that everybody heard that.
Oh yeah, definitely. Dude, Stalin, dude, just know you got a big brother in me, man. You ever want to talk about anything, man? Trust me. I lost my uncle and my aunt virtually in the same year, and man, I didn't even find out that my uncle died until 6 months later. Honestly, so I decided to name my son after him. So, yeah, man, I'm still trying to get over that, honestly. So, it's always tough when you lose someone under certain circumstances, because my uncle died under some pretty fucked up circumstances. And like I said, man, the best thing you could do is reach out to people around you who are understanding and you know, willing to talk it out, man, because it's tough, man. It's always tough.
Especially when we're talking about an 8-year-old child. I mean,
and that's another thing. This
is his little brother. You know, he obviously he actually when I first met Stalin, he actually shaved his head in solidarity with his little brother, because he was going through, you know, that radiation shit and lost his hair. So, you know, I just wanted to make sure that everybody knew that I was thinking about him.
Yeah. Sorry. Same with Chu. If he ever wants to talk, I'm here for him. I actually have quite a few family members that I've lost to cancer. Some that I was close with, some that I really wasn't close with. But yeah, I've lost quite a number of family members to cancer. So yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Chu.
No, I was just gonna
close out the show, but go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say it's difficult, man, because I still can barely even talk about. Like, I know I could feel it. Like, it sucks because of the fact that it is a 9-year-old kid. This kid, you know, my uncle, he lived his life. You know, my aunt, she lived her life. You know, majority of the people who are going to meet their end in my family, they're probably more or less they've lived their lives. But this is a 9-year-old kid.
Yeah, 8 years
who
old, actually. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, exactly. In other words, we've all had people. You know, I have aunts and my grandfather, but these people were, let's face it, they were old. I mean, my father's 91; he's still alive. But these people are old and they lived their lives. This is a child, and his big brother was trying to help him out. And Stalin, this is still hurting, I'm sure. So my thoughts are with you, Stalinist.
Yeah, I had my share of death last year. I've seen my friend die. He was like 15, and I actually seen a guy die across my street. So. I mean, it's hard, but it's the quality of life, not the quantity.
Yeah. Yeah, I recently lost a cousin, my 19-year-old cousin, to a car crash.
Yeah, man, this my only message before we end this hangout, if I could squeeze it in there, is just live life. Live each day as it comes. Tomorrow's not promised, and yesterday is gone. So just Concentrate on each and every single minute you are here, because I think about it every time I lay down. Every time I go to sleep, I think, man, I might not, I could wake up dead or some shit like that. You never know. So, dude, just appreciate the fact that we're in this time. We're in this lifetime, yeah, because you never know. You never know. We're all destined to meet that end in one way, shape, form, or fashion, but just try to enjoy it, because, man, it's hard as a motherfucker sometimes.
Oh, yeah. Well, as always, before I end this hangout, if there's anything you guys want to plug, or if you want to plug yourself, go right ahead. True, we can start with you.
Yes, YouTube channel True Sherm, and that's generally about it. I do have a Twitter. It's @TrueSherm, and I do have a Facebook as well, and that's generally about it. I make YouTube videos dealing with certain type of. Sometimes I get serious, but lately I haven't. So I guess you could show up and tune in and join in on the fun, because I do that stuff and video game stuff and music stuff, and I like to stay versatile. I don't like to just have one-dimensional thing. So that's all I like to plug. Thank you for allowing me. Thank you for allowing me to be on your show. By the way, I think it's this is one of the best hangouts. This is seriously one of the best hangouts I've been in like a long time, honestly.
You're always welcome in my hangout, True. You know that. You're like the black brother I never had.
And thank you for inviting me.
It was definitely a great hangout.
No problem.
And I just subscribed, True.
Oh, thank you very much, Patrick. And if you guys have not subscribed to Atheist Ranger, please do so. These hangouts, they only get better with time, honestly. It's like a brotherhood or sisterhood or whatnot. Everyone's welcome, really. And I feel welcomed here, and I thank you.
I have
no problem. Yeah, go ahead, Secular Lobster.
I have a plug. I just plugged my phone into it.
Would you like to plug something else?
Nope, that's it. That's it. I already used my plug. My phone.
Wise guy, eh?
Yes. Patrick, if you want to plug yourself or someone else, go ahead.
I think I've done it on your hangouts before. You know me by now. I've got the Facebook group. It is now called the Humanists for the Advancement of Science and Reason. You know me on Google and Google Hangouts. You know my YouTube channel by now. I got the chess academies and stuff like that.
Right. Hey, when are you gonna hook me up with that? By the way, I haven't seen anything on that yet.
Oh, you could do what I just did to you. You can go to my profile right now by clicking that little down arrow, and you can click on the YouTube channel, and you can subscribe.
Okay.
Or you can go to Pornhub.
This is why I get no, you can't, because you won't find me there.
Well, maybe he wasn't looking for you. He's looking for something else,
Okay,
I got you, Patrick. I got you.
Atheist, would you like to? Well, if you're still there, would you like to plug yourself? Okay, I guess he's not there.
Wait, what do you mean by plug yourself?
True. All right, well, this has been Reality number 8. I'm the Atheist Ranger. Again, if you guys like what you saw, just hit the subscribe button, because I am 3 subscribers away from my goal. Anyway, peace out.
Oh, man, congratulations.